Hello, folks, and welcome back to Robinson Stadium, located in the beautiful city of Pasadena. Your PCC Lancers are looking to add a 1 to their win column at home against a very familiar foe, the Santa Ana Dons. That's right, folks. In case you didn't know, this is a rematch of our SoCal Bowl championship game last season, one that our Lancers won. So hopefully we can get a repeat. I'm your host. I'm one half of your host, Noah Caraballo.
I'm Danny Peters.
And it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for being along with us. How do you feel, Danny, being back at Robinson Stadium?
I'm excited. You know, week one they had a loss here at home, but they're coming off a great victory last week away out in Santa Monica. So I'm excited to see the offense, and defense played phenomenally last week. So we're excited to see this game's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I agree. How about we take a look back at that week one game? It was a tough one. It was very close, a little rough around the edges on both sides, but mainly our Lancers. What did you take away from that first game?
You know, there were a lot of ups and downs. A lot of goods, I would say, came out of that game. The offense played phenomenally and had a lot of big plays as well. Quarterback Anthony Arnaud played phenomenally, along with many receivers, one of them being Jason Sanford. Defense played great too, but definitely a lot of areas of improvement, and we saw that in week two.
Definitely. I agree. They gave a good effort on the ground and in the air, and I couldn't agree with any more. You have more insight on their week two matchup with Santa Monica. How would you describe their performance there?
Week two was a defensive battle on the side of PCC, and in fact, 14 tackles for loss. They had roughly on 10 sacks, so defense played phenomenally, held them to very limited yards in the first half of the game, and in fact, the second half was pretty much the same thing and really held them to zip the entire game, so it was pretty great.
Wow, very impressive. I hope we can see that here today at home. Definitely one that we need. I'm pretty sure this team wants to bring some enjoyment to this crowd at home in Pasadena. Do you feel confident? Did their week two performance give you confidence for this week three performance?
Oh yeah, coming off a win is the biggest momentum setter for any team, and
give you confidence
this week, I'm excited to see it. I'm sure they have a lot of energy. Coming off a win, especially playing last year's a repeat of last year's SoCal Bowl, so it's gonna be exciting.
Speaking of which, we do have a little highlight package of the SoCal Bowl, so maybe we can pull that up, have a little bit of a recap of the game overall. Footage courtesy of @Cannon Sports. Beautiful footage. What were your takeaways from the game? I believe you've watched this last season.
Yeah, so last year's 2021 SoCal Bowl, just going into it, PCC was losing at halftime. It was 21-14 going to the half, and then their defense, I don't know what they said in the locker room at halftime, but their defense shut Santa Ana out with 0 points throughout the third and fourth quarters. And then PCC went out in the fourth quarter, putting up 14 points to give them a 27-14 victory.
And we could see the highlight footage. It was definitely a fun game. This is only the first half. We haven't even reached the second half on these highlights. But you can see that Santa Ana was putting up a game in that first half, scoring almost, I'm not going to say effortlessly because we're only watching the highlights. Everything looks effortless in the highlights. But I will say they were scoring very dominantly. So obviously, very impressive from Pasadena to overcome that, as you said, and to hold them to nothing in the second half. As you can see, 21-14, very close at the half. Hopefully not that close tonight. I'm thinking Pasadena has learned from last season. I'm thinking they learned from their week one, week two performance, and we don't see as close of a game. Beautiful special teams performance.
PCC's offense last year was great. They performed very well in the second half of the game, especially in the fourth quarter, putting up 14 points. And in fact, last year's PCC quarterback, Cade Wentz, was named the SoCal Bowl MVP due to his amazing yardage on that game. Over 200, roughly 30 yards in the air, and led the team to their first bowl victory in roughly 13 years.
Very impressive, and he definitely earned that MVP charge, that MVP nod, as we see a long run, one of many in the game. You've seen the long pick six earlier, and as they say, defense wins championships. If it wasn't for that, maybe the game wouldn't have been so close. And here you see, continuing to put up that great effort. They came back, holding them to nothing on their final drive. Just a beautiful performance overall. Really hoping to repeat this year as champion. Nice little quarterback slide. Speaking of quarterbacks, we do have a new quarterback today, Jacob Doolittle, who was on the team last year. So we have a ring winner We have a definitive ring winner on the field today. So hopefully he can bring that championship performance tonight against Santa Ana. Hopefully we can repeat, maybe not that exact score, but at least the W.
The outcome hopefully will be the same tonight.
Yes.
As it was last year. And we're excited for today. Anthony Arno's out with an injury, but we have Jacob Doolittle, who was on the team last year. He's coming back. He played a little bit last game. He's 1 for 1 with about a 52-yard touchdown throw. His one pass was a 52-yard touchdown to none other than Jason Sanford.
I was going to say, no, there's no doubt that was a Jason Sanford. If they're scoring on the pass for the Lancers, your name is Jason Sanford. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, he has been phenomenal this year, almost over 200 yards receiving this year in just 2 games.
And it's on under 10 receptions, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
It is about at 10 receptions. It's 7. And he had 5 of those receptions last game alone.
That's Randy Moss stats. Put him on a meme. That man deserves his own meme because that is just insane. So hopefully he can take the ease off of Doolittle, help Doolittle out, and get us the W today at home. At home. A lot of beautiful transition. We have lovely skies tonight, and I'm really looking forward to the band. I'm really just trying to fill time here till we get to the band and we can really showcase them.
You know, I think I said this last time we were here, the band, I mean, that's what high school and college football is all about, the marching band and the stands. And it always brings about that atmosphere.
It's all about, and we have a beautiful weather too. It's not, the sun isn't burning on us, no clouds in the sky, and a nice beautiful wind. Just a great day to play some football. We already had one victory here in Pasadena over at the Rose Bowl
this morning,
and we're looking to repeat tonight.
Coming onto the field, the team captains for the Lancers, number 5, Mark Anderson III, number 14, Ivan Oster, number 27, Jalen Lee, number 44, Endzone Rebel.
And these gentlemen are hyped. They are ready for some football. You want to play some money on who wins this coin toss? Oh, Santa Ana wins it. Too late. You could have had an easy $20 if you chose them right. I am a gambling man. You want to put any amount of money on the line, and I'll do it.
So we see the captains out there for PCC tonight. We got Ivan Ostry. We got Alejandro Loretto, Jalen Lee.
As Pasadena has elected to receive the ball, facing the east direction.
And now we take you to the national.
With the PCC marching band, our national anthem.
created in the history of man. Plain and simple.
Yes, it did. Go get it. Go get it.
And so with that, in the national anthem, and these beautiful blue skies here in Pasadena, California, we prepare for tonight's matchup against Santa Ana Dons and the PCC Lancers. Lancers getting ready to take their return unit onto the field.
Now, my prediction for the game was going to be a very aired out game. Santa Ana has, just in total, has not reached over 100 yards rushing. I believe they're still in the 60s. They are an all-passing team with 3 receivers at 100 yards. But with Pasadena actually taking the ball first, I imagine maybe we might see them chew a little bit of clock, slow down the game a little bit, and pound the ball down. We have Joaquin Elliott, who's leading our team with rushing. He's just been absolutely dominant. So maybe we break him out, have him bust the Santa Ana defense up a little bit, show them what's up, you know, and start the game off right. I don't know about you, but I'm very excited to see.
Back returning for the Lancers, we got Ivan Ostry and number 0, Joaquin Elliott. So here we are. Saturday Night Football is underway. A kick back to Joaquin Elliott. Catches at the goal line. He's going to take it out at the 10. Jukes a defender. Going up the right sideline. He gets taken out around the 21.
Look at that. Less than 5 seconds with the ball in his hand. He's already making defenders miss. That's what I want to see all night.
Driven out of bounds by number 38, Ryan Inez.
Ball will be spotted at the 21-yard line.
21-yard return for Elliott.
And now here comes the PCC offense, led tonight by Jacob Doolittle, who has taken over the reins because of Anthony Arnaud, who's out for an injury tonight. As I said earlier, Doolittle has only 1 pass attempt, and it was a 52-yard touchdown in last week's game against Santa Monica.
Well, let's keep it up.
Here we go. The snap by Doolittle, hands it off to Elliott, going up the left side. Not a lot of room to run. He's taken down around the 20-yard line.
It's a loss of 1, but it's fine. You just have to set the pace. That's all it is. First couple of plays of football, it's just football. We have 4 more quarters. I do want to see a little bit more downhill running, though. I don't think we need to be in the back trying to build up speed. No, come downfield, full head of steam, and let's bruise them up.
Doolittle in the backfield.
Oh,
and a
no.
little bit of extracurriculars happening on the other side of the field.
That's not what you want to see. 2 starts at home, and both not the best.
So false start on number 16. Number 16, Oscar Willis, and that'll put the Lancers back. It is now second.
Brings up a 2nd and 16.
Second and 16 from around the 15-yard line. Doolittle takes the snap, looking downfield, tosses it up to Ivan Osri, who was overthrown by just a couple of yards. He had a step on his defender, but just not able to haul it down.
And, you know, that was a good throw. I think just a little bit of patience out of Doolittle would have done him wonders. He had a really nice pocket. I didn't see any pressure coming towards him. So 1 or 2 more seconds to let Ostry really settle into that route. And I think we would have had he had a lot of green in front of him. I think we may have had a touchdown. But nonetheless, I do believe that we can get this first down still.
So it brings up a 3rd and 16. Coming from the Lancers' own 15-yard line. Ostry in motion. Doolittle takes a snap, hands it up the middle.
Oh,
there goes Oscar. Isaac Glover going up, and he's taken down around the 31. That should be just about enough for a PCC first down.
I believe they're marking him down at the 1.
They'll be very close.
The carry.
Yep, they're going to make it a 4th and 1. Do the Lancers go for it, though?
Ostry in motion. Doolittle takes a snap, hands it up the middle.
Great
hole.
There
goes Oscar. Isaac Glover going up, and he's taken down around the 31. That should be just about enough. Coach Tucker not looking to go for it now in the early stages of this game, so they will take the punt.
It seems that they caught Santa Ana off guard. They don't have a returner in the backfield, probably opting to just let the ball roll.
Playing it safe. Number 96, Nate Sanchez punts that ball. And that one will roll out around the 26-yard line.
That's quite good. Oh, a flag came out, actually.
Penalty markers on the field.
A 44-yard punt for Sanchez.
Very interesting on what's going on here.
It was a 44-yard punt from Sanchez.
Yeah, completely flipped the field. Very, very good on him.
In fact, he had his first punt last game in week 2, and Coach Tucker had nothing but great things to say about him, saying how he prepared all week for that and did very well. So personal foul, number 78 of Santa Ana will bring up a Lancers first down, a 15-yard penalty. Will put him in great position.
That was very interesting. I can't believe I missed what happened. I wish I caught it. I wonder what happened that caused that type of penalty.
And already mistakes being made on the side of the Dons, giving the Lancers a very free first down.
That's quite a home field advantage to have here at Robinson Stadium, is that your opponents give up plenty of yardage off of penalties. Seems to be a pattern so far.
Lancers a first down at the 45.
Doolittle getting a good break though. Hopefully able to keep this drive going. A lot of confusion. The ref didn't even have a mic on. Very interesting. He just good projection. I'll give him that because I heard it from all the way up here.
Here we go. Whistle has been sounded. Doolittle takes a snap. Lining of the battlefield, takes a snap, hands it off to the left side. Not a lot of room to run for number 1 Glover, who's taken down around the 45.
They've had one throw, and he seemed very open for it. So I don't know. Maybe you try out the air a little bit.
Glover on the carry.
Let Jacob shake out that arm.
Lining of the battlefield, takes a snap, hands it off to the left side.
As we look at the replay, I believe it was just a pulling guard not committing
taken down around the 45.
as much as he could have. That defensive end just had a nice swipe to the side.
Here's a snap, handoff up the middle to Elliott, who is taken down for roughly a 5-yard game, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
Good motion. Maybe motion is the key to the game today. I believe that big yardage run by Glover earlier was set up by motion as well. We had more room to run there than we have in previous runs off the motion. So let's keep the motion going.
It looks like a very run-heavy game plan set for tonight's game. Doodle in the backfield. Austrian motion, takes a snap. Play action pass. Looking deep for number 21.
And there it is, Sanford.
Jason Sanford takes that and touchdown Lancers. Jason Sanford on a deep pass and catch. And that'll put the Lancers up 6-0 and 11:45 left in the first quarter.
Jason Sanford, you absolute animal. Absolute animal. There are no other words to put it. He catches the ball, he scores a touchdown.
Sanford has been their leading receiver so far this year. Does it once again, just being left wide open in the middle of the field. Poor communication on the side of the Dons, and here's the extra point. And number 94, Justin Vergara, puts that one in to put the Lancers up 7-0.
Jason Sanford just has that dog in him, plain and simple. And it makes sense. Great ball by Doolittle. Let's give Doolittle his credit. He threw a great ball down the middle, put it right in Sanford's hands. Sanford's got that dog in him, and it makes sense. Doolittle hits him.
So 51-yard touchdown pass from Doolittle to Sanford. An extra point was good, so the Lancers are now up 7-0, 11:45 left in the first quarter. Doolittle coming in, taking over for Arnaud, and already showing off a little bit.
How many passes is that? 2?
2 passes.
2 for 3?
Yeah.
With 56 yards, about 100-something yards now. Jacob Doolittle padding his stats so far.
I mean, what would you say is just giving up penalties like they did and giving them the free first down, and ended up leading to the touchdown. Just can't do that.
No. Santa Ana, it has to be in a rough spot right now. If they continue to go down, it's going to be a very, very deep hole to try and dig themselves out of. They're in a ditch right now. They're in a rough patch. And, you know, most teams will be able to get past it, but we'll have to see. We'll see what their offense brings us.
So kickoff for the Lancers. Justin Vergara kicks it off. Going to the right side of the field. Don's taking up the middle. Little room to run.
Oh, wow.
It's taken down around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he still went a little bit, but it seemed like the play was live, so no unnecessary roughness. Good to see that. I'm very excited. Like I said, across 2 games, the Dons have not hit 100 yards rushing. They're a pass-heavy team. 3 receivers over 100. A 4th receiver at 80-plus yards. So we're going to be moving fast.
And now we get a look at the Lancer defense, led by captains Osvaldo Ragosa, Mark Anderson III, Jordan Monroe, and Michelangelo Loretto.
At quarterback for Santa Ana, number 18, Cesar Ayala.
Number 18, Ayala in the backfield, throws it right, caught by number 11.
A quick little in route. Very nice, just as good as a halfback dive or a little sweep. Just really, defense doesn't know what to expect. You catch them short, catch them quick.
So that's the connection you'll be seeing a lot today by the Dons. Cesar Ayala to Kieran Hayes, who has been his primary target so far this season. And Ayala takes a snap in the backfield, hands it off, and just nowhere to go as the Lancers defensive line swarms him and takes him down.
And they took down more than the running back. They took down a few big boys down under as well.
The carry by number 21, Jamil Henning. Brought down by the Lancers, number 56, Luis Canales.
Number 56, Luis Canales in on the tackle, who was a guy who performed amazingly last. Takes a snap last week, hands it off, replay of the play, and just nowhere to go as the Lancers defense. Ayala takes a snap, hands it off once again, and once again nowhere to go. The Lancers defensive line really showing out so far in the early stages.
I'm unaware if that was a timeout or, oh, they gave him the first down. Interesting.
Although it was a little gain, it was just enough for the first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line.
A little trips left set. We're stacking up cornerbacks over there. I like this look. I like it. Oh, Santa Ana is running audibles. Beautiful.
Snap by Ayala. Handoff up the middle, and once again, the big guys up front really showing out right now, not letting anything happen.
Audibles. Yeah, that's beautiful. Interesting. Now I thought, okay, they're just a pass-heavy team. They don't like running, and they keep the running, so just touchdown, short yardage.
The big guys up front really showing out right now, not letting anything happen.
I'm not seeing any holes for that running back to hit, as I'm sure he isn't seeing either, because they're just being all filled up by Lancers. So running does not seem to be working for the Dons currently.
The Dons line up. 4 receivers out wide. Ayala takes a snap, throws it right.
Oh, open.
Breaks a tackle and is brought down around the 50, the 48. And that'll be enough for a Dons first down.
Just clean open in the middle of the field. We don't want to see that. I was really excited for the air attack offense of the Dons as well, because we have great cornerbacks. We have real ball hawks. We have people who are going to make it hard for you to catch, and I'm excited to see them put in that work today. But they're not putting in that work when they're leaving a man wide open in the field.
Tackle by number 26, Jory Johnson.
Lancers looking like they might bring some pressure here. Dons take the snap, throws it left.
There you go.
And
what a beautiful
quick tackle.
That's how you tackle. You have to wrap them up.
Number 8, Roland Rodriguez. Dons take the snap, throws it.
Good throw to the flat, but just better coverage by the Lancers, sticking to their zones, making the right read, and flying to the ball. It's very important, is flying to the ball. Tackle. You have to wrap them.
So PCC defense coming off a great week in week 2 against Santa Monica, looking to show out again. As 21 gets put in motion to the right side. Ayala takes the snap. He's looking, scrambling right, rolling out right, throws it. And he hits his running back number 21 on the sideline, taken down around the 20-yard line.
Ayala's pass completed to number 21, Jamil Henning.
Oh, and a hard hit. You don't want to see that.
On the play.
Gotta hope he's okay.
Caught that one, is now down on the right sideline.
Number 8, Roland Rodriguez.
Great catch. I believe the Dons have a real strategy going on with hitting
Right side.
hitting the flats.
Ayala takes the snap.
Seems
He's
to be working out.
Scrambling right, rolling out right, throws replay. Ayala rolls out right and hits him on the right sideline. And we were talking earlier about taken down around the 20-yard line. The Santa Ana offense and how kind of poor their running game is, but how amazing their passing game is. The rushing game, they've only had 58 yards so far in the first 2 weeks of this year, but when it comes to passing, it's at 653. So we can obviously see the difference in running and passing and see what their game plan is coming into week 3. And so far, not a lot of help on the run game, but on one of those passes, they gain a decent amount of yards, enough for a first down at the 20-yard line.
Happy to see 21 getting back on his feet.
Never like to see players down on the field, no matter the side, but here comes the snap. Ayala takes it, hands it off to number 32, going up the right sideline.
Oh, he found a hole, and he hit that well.
Found the holes, taken down around the 14-yard line.
Now, I noticed they don't have any tight ends. I feel like, somebody coming off that line can do you wonders. You ever heard of the New England Patriots?
Tackled by Jory Johnson.
Oh, they try the hard count. Very fresh, very fresh.
5 yards on the run, 2nd and 5 for Santa Ana.
I love this movement, man. It just makes it feel so professional. We're going from an empty set to now we're trips left, or trips right, I should say. Single back. Oh, blown. Oh, no. But still wrapped up, is able to keep himself from a penalty. Sometimes you see those get the penalty when it looks a little rough like that. Almost gets blown up in the backfield, as you'll see right now. But as I said earlier, you have to wrap up on your tackles. You have to wrap up.
-2 on the run.
It's not just about getting low. It's not just about getting there fast and hard. It's about wrapping up, getting him to the ground. Beautiful play though by the Lancers.
So Ethan Pochu is coming in. Number 21, Jamil Henning, who's taken off the field for an injury, gets lit up in the backfield, nowhere to go. And that brings up a 3rd and 7 from the 17.
That Lancers sideline is getting loud.
Looking right, nowhere to go, but that will definitely be a pass interference.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Penalty on the play.
No arguments either from the corner. You just have to know.
There really no decisions on that one to be made. That was a very clear pass interference by the PCC corner. I believe that was number 33, Drake Vickers, who made that.
And they're now at the 2.
So like we were saying earlier with Santa Ana giving the Lancers a free first down, the Lancers now just gave Santa Ana a free first down. It's now 1st and goal, roughly the 3-yard line.
I'll say slightly different circumstances. I believe the Lancers were in a better position when they got their break. Oh, look at this set.
The Dons set up, looking like they might run. Ayala takes a snap, hands up the middle. It just nowhere to go for Pochi as the Lancers defensive line once again allows no yards on the play.
The carry by Ethan Pochi. Brought down to number 56, Luis Gonzalez.
And that'll lead to a 2nd and goal.
I believe the Dons have their answer in the flats, in the throwing game. And especially in a situation like this, like here in the red zone, which is really 2-3 yards away now after that run. You pass it to the flats. You pass it to the flats. You run your trip set. You run some levels, and the man underneath is going to be open.
Cesar Ayala commanding the Santa Ana offense. Pochi in the backfield behind him. Play action pass, tosses it up, but really no one to throw it to. A lot of PCC defenders in the area. Pass intended by number three, Matty Armstrong.
Number 3, Matty Armstrong is incomplete.
And that'll lead to a Dons 3rd and goal. The Dons looking to tie up the game with 5:16 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 the Lancers with a 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Ayala scanning the field, takes a snap, tosses it to the left side. Pochi has nowhere to go, and that'll bring up a 4th and goal. The Lancers defense stops him.
That was just a rough run. He ran straight into a sea of Cardinal red. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's half the Lancer defense before there's even one Santa Ana teammate near the running back. Very impressive by the defense. You'll love to see it. They do say defense wins championships, correct?
So now the Dons come out for the field goal attempt, and that one is through the uprights, but penalty flags on the field. So that penalty is 12 players on the field for the Dons, and they will have to re-kick that one if that's accepted.
I believe you do accept that, right? Take the points off the board, make them rework for it. What a break it would be if the Lancers could get a block here.
Field goal is negated. A legal substitution penalty on Santa
So the field goal was good, but it was marked off because of a penalty of illegal substitutions. So another attempt for Anthony Gomez, who's looking to put some points on the board for the Dons. The snap, the hold, the kick.
Oh.
And once again, it is good.
Oh, okay.
So kick is good. That makes the game 7-3. PCC leading by 4 points with 4:35 remaining in the first quarter.
4:35 remaining in the first quarter.
I'm feeling quite good about this Lancer squad so far. We're not, there's some mistakes as there was in the first week, but overall, we're performing better. We're performing much more controlled, and it's giving a lot of hope for the future of this game.
Now the Lancers offense coming back onto the field after a drive where they had roughly a 52-yard touchdown throw from Doolittle to Sanford that put them up 7-0. And now the defense gaining some momentum too, holding a 1st and goal, making a 2nd and goal, and holding them to a field goal, only allowing them 3 points as Ivan Ostri and Joaquin Elliott go into the backfield to return this kick.
Set to receive for the Lancers, number 0, Joaquin Elliott. Number 14, Ivan Ostri.
Number 46, Anthony Gomez, ready to kick the ball off for the Dons. The kick to the left side, and that one will be a touchback. So no return for the Lancers, and that brings out the offense.
Very impressive kick. You don't see that often at lower level football games.
So now we've been talking a lot about the quarterbacks for the Lancers, but let's talk about the man himself, Jason Sanford, number 21. He's been electric so far this season. He has 7 receptions, 217 yards, 3 touchdowns, now 4,
Jesus.
counting last drive. Roughly 31 yards per catch. This is a Pasadena kid, went to PHS. Came here last season and continues to play.
He just has Pasadena greatness in him.
Ivan Ostri in motion. Doolittle takes a snap, play action, and he's sacked in the backfield. Possibly some miscommunication there.
I was going to say, yeah, had that been a run, that would have been very great. I believe most of us here thought Elliott had the ball, and we saw him run 10 yards down the field almost immediately. But it happens. That's the read option. Some people make it work, but it's a tough play to pull off in general, so you can never really blame someone for not being able to make the right read.
Lancers lining up again. 4 receivers out wide. Man put in motion. Play action option, and Doolittle takes it up the middle for a small game to get him back to the original line of scrimmage.
Now that was a good read. I don't know about the whole read option stuff though. Maybe just keep it to runs, have a little play action.
And that'll bring up roughly a 3rd and 12. Talking about Sanford, last week he played phenomenally. Led the offense with 5 receptions, 137 yards, and he had 1 touchdown. So out of his 7 receptions, well, now 8 counting the previous drive. 5 of them were last week as Doodle takes a snap, rolls out right, looking. And great defense by the Dons.
Yeah, great coverage, but great throw by Doolittle, man. That was on a rope. That was right where it was supposed to be, but just great coverage. I want to see more of Doolittle throwing. I thought we would have seen more throwing by this point in the game. And it's fine. The Lancers are winning, but I would still like to see more throwing in this game. On both sides. Let's really open it up.
Nate Sanchez punts that one. Hits the ground around the 49 and rolls to the other side of the field around the 42.
Not as strong of a punt, but they also were going against a legit return team. They weren't catching the defense off guard as they did in the first drive.
And if you can't be here today, you wouldn't notice, but there is a slight wind. Decent amount of wind tonight, and
There is,
that can
yeah.
have a decent impact on the ball. But at least it did its job at flip field position, and now the Dons are at around the 42.
By my calculations, the winds are blowing northeast. For anybody that's wondering.
Well, takes a snap, throws it out left.
That was a catch, it seems. I was not able to see. But you see what I'm saying? Always to the flats, always open, always making catches down there. The Dons could have a path to success, a path to victory, if they can identify it and take advantage of it. And it's up to PCC to close that hole before it does get exploited.
So now 2nd around 8 for the Dons. Ayala takes a snap. Looking, rolling out left, throws it. Now one hit the ground, so it is incomplete. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
Good pocket presence. Pocket awareness, I should say.
So I've been talking about how well the defense did last week against Santa Monica. In fact, they had 7 sacks last week, 3 turnovers, and 14 tackles for loss. So they had an amazing presence up front and putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback last week, and they're looking to do the same tonight. Mark Anderson III had 7 tackles and 2 sacks. Same with Jalen McGee, who had the same stat line, 7 tackles, 2 sacks. And Luis Canales, the nose tackle for the Lancers, 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 QB hurries as a penalty marker is thrown onto the field.
Just a smidge too early was the right tackle. Got a little overzealous. It could be a sign of the Lancers' defensive line putting in that work. They start to hear footsteps. They start to hear that snap before it happens, and they're trying to get ahead of the defensive line because they keep getting beat. So hopefully we could have a repeat of that Santa Monica performance last week by our D-line.
So a false start on the Dons, a 5-yard penalty. We'll bring it back. It is now 3rd and roughly 13. Man put in motion, that's Pochi. Ayala looking out right. A lot of pressure and is taken down. The Lancers get a sack. And that is number 27, Jalen McGee, who had an amazing week last week and continues his streak this one.
Solid performance, really, and it was the same. It was caused by that left defensive end rushing around the right tackle who caused the false start from last week. pressured the quarterback right into number 27 to get that beautiful sack, causing this 4th down.
So now 4th and 19. Here's the punt.
Oh!
And that one is blocked by the Lancers.
Oh,
And number
going!
22, Sechiaka takes that one in. Touchdown, Lancers!
Who needs defense? Who needs offense when you have special teams? They don't call them special teams for nothing. Those boys are immaculate.
So now because of an amazing special teams block, the Lancers go up 13-3 with 2:02 remaining in the first quarter.
That ball was celebrating for them, just spinning. Oh, and a beautiful block. Not only did you get the 6 points, you put the cherry on top with a solid block.
To attempt the extra point.
Cecil Akab being in the right position at the right time to scoop that one up and take it in for 6 points. And now the Lancers field goal unit comes out.
That band is beautiful, man.
Justin Vergara and the missed snap. And the Lancers will just get top of that one and take the loss.
Touchdown play, a 23-yard.
So 2 special teams mishaps by either side. Obviously one greater than the other. The scoop and score was a lot better than a missed field goal attempt, but it's now 13-3, 2:02 remaining. And the Lancers will kick it off back to the Dons.
Yeah, man. Christmas only comes once a year. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can take the beautiful blocked punt on special teams, but you won't have the easy point after touch, point after score. Is PAT point after touchdown?
Point after touchdown, yeah.
Yeah, right? Okay. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. I'm not even singing that correctly, but it's fine. Just a beautiful environment here in Robinson Stadium. If you have the opportunity to come out, you definitely should.
Atmosphere is great here. Fans love it. Music going. Stadium is filling up as well as Justin Vergara is getting ready to kick it back off to the Dons.
Points piling up. Don't forget.
Not even the end of the first quarter. The Lancers are already up 13-3. So there's the kickoff. A little pooch to the right side like they were doing in week 1. And the Lancers tackle him and swarm to the ball around the 31. That's called 11 hats to the ball.
Solid effort by the returner, but a little too much, almost getting himself hurt, fighting to stay up. Nonetheless, he's got that dog in him.
The kick return by number 28, Jackson Smith. Tackle on the play by number 5, Mark Anderson.
Okay, so I am going to make this comment. Our down markers are fully functional now, but I swear in the last drive they were not. We were totally missing that 10-yard one. But it's fine. We're there now. I can actually see where we are.
There we go.
Don's on the 30, I believe.
Cesar Ayala commanding the offense. And penalty markers for delay a game, it'll seem.
Oh, wow.
Delay a game.
So the Don's taking a bit too much time.
Brings it back to the 26.
Apparently 40 seconds is not enough.
When you're shook, 40 goes by in the snap of a finger.
So now it'll be 1st and 15. Ayala takes it, looks right, incomplete, almost picked off. Great defensive play. But number 3 is Valdo Ragosa.
Nicholas Brengel is incomplete.
Yeah, Osvaldo was a great player for the Lancers last season. Put up some video game-like stats. I haven't heard his name much this season, but we're only 3 games in, currently on the 3rd.
That's why he's been named one of this team's captains this year, along with 3 others on the defensive side of the ball. Lancers looking to bring pressure, and they do. Pressure on the quarterback, taken down, fumble! And we'll see if the refs mark him down or not.
A sack by number 44, Michelangelo.
But sacked by number 44, Michelangelo Loretto. So we had Osvaldo Ragosa on the last play, captain, and another captain in Michelangelo Loretto this play.
And we see exactly why they get named captain. They make plays.
11 yards
Coming off the edge. That right tackle, quite the liability for the Dons so far. And Loretto making them pay.
So Santa Ana moving in the completely wrong direction is now third and 26. Cesar Ayala takes a snap. Play action.
Solid screen, but he gets nowhere. Solidifying their 4th and forever.
Pass was completed to Kieran Hayes, but goes little to nowhere, and that'll bring up a 4th and around 26.
Brings up a 4th down. Santa Ana will be punting. Back to punt for the Dons. Number 47, David Ramos.
Number 47, David Ramos back there to punt for the Dons. Ivan Ostri looking to receive it.
We'll see if they can get this punt off successfully, though.
They had a very bad time punting the ball last time, which led to a scoop and score to put the Lancers up 13-3. But that, before it happens, will be the end of the first quarter.
I was going to say, maybe they run out the first quarter. It'd be an interesting strategy whether they did or not, but they went for it.
So at the end of the first quarter, Lancers 13, Santa Ana 3.
Very solid first quarter, just immaculate, really. There's no other words than perfect. A few slip-ups, but the best way to get over a slip-up is to just make it right. Move on to the next play, and that's exactly what they did. Being able to score, being able to cause a beautiful, magical football moment with the block punt into a scoop and score. Not just the block punt on its own is amazing, but you scoop and score off of it, and you're a legend. That's what the Lancers are putting up so far, is a legendary performance.
Now, what would you say has been the biggest positive for this Lancers team so far?
Biggest positive, definitely this defense right now coming up with these great stops. The Dons had a couple catches in their last couple drives that went for some yardage, and you don't want to see that. Luckily for them, they haven't been seeing that. They've been able to get some sacks, more tackles for losses, but we'll see if they can keep it up. We'll see once the Dons really start to air it out, if they can keep up their shutdown coverage. I don't know what they say for D-lines, but they're barking D-line maybe. We have 4 dogs in the trenches ready to eat up the quarterback.
So Lancers defense holding the Dons to very little yards in the first quarter, and now they're back to punt again. Number 47, David Ramos, back to punt. Penalty marker thrown out. Ivan Ostri will look to receive the kick. We'll just let it roll out of bounds at around the 50-yard line. But penalty marker's back around the 15. With calls like this where the refs don't stop the play, it's most likely an offsides or...
Especially so soon from the kick as well.
Not like a penalty like that will do much, as they are 4th and on 26.
Coined as the 4th and forever. Oh.
So it was a penalty on the Lancers, and they'll be put back to around the 45.
But they retain possession, correct?
They do retain possession. They keep
okay.
the ball.
I don't know whether we had a deja vu for the Dons, where they made a lucky break and now have a first. But no, Lancers retain possession, which is great. Keep this offense out there. They see numbers go up on the board, but they didn't put it up, so hopefully they're a little jealous and want to make up for it.
So now the Lancers offense comes back out to the field. They've had a long break, not being on the field for a little bit, so we'll see what they do this play. Doolittle puts Ostri in motion, play action, throws it up the middle, incomplete. Pass intended for Isaiah Smalls.
Just a rough pass, really. Same thing with that first pass he threw, just rushed. He has more than enough time to settle his feet, take a breath, and then throw to his target. His line, we have a great offensive line. They're giving him time. So just take a little bit of patience. Have a little bit of patience.
So Jacob Doolittle is now 1 for 4. His one completion was that 51-yard touchdown to Jason Sanford. We'll see what he does. So Street put in motion again. Hands it off this time, up the middle, and that's will be enough for a couple yards and put him around 3rd and 5. Isaac Glover on the carry.
Glover coming in. We really have the Reggie Bush. Who was Reggie Bush's his partner in USC back in the Carroll days? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
No?
Because I'm a Bruin fan. I don't pay attention.
Oh, okay.
No Trojans.
I apologize. I apologize. That's true. That's true. We are in Pasadena. I apologize.
Doolittle takes a snap. Looking left, throws it. Off the hands of Smalls, and then it'll be incomplete and bring up a Lancer 4th down.
Lendale White. We have a true Reggie Bush, Lendale White duo pair. A more recent comparison could be we have a Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara pair.
There you go.
Maybe not so 1-in-1. I'm not sure that we have an Alvin Kamara type. Alvin Kamara is just very special, very unique. It's very hard to compare to him, but we have a little backfield of our own.
So now Sanchez boots that one off to Brandon Taylor of the Dons. Takes that one going up the right sideline. 25, it is brought down around 28. But penalty markers are on the field once again.
Penalty on the play.
I may have caught that incident, and it just seems to be some bickering. Classic football, machismo. Hey, don't touch me. Get off of me.
10-yard return for Taylor.
So I don't know. Maybe some quick flags coming out here. Maybe I'm missing the true extent of these interactions.
So that'll be a holding on the Dons, and they'll be put back 10 yards to the 18.
10-yard penalty on.
So talking about the Dons offense, I mean, this is a matchup of last year's SoCal Bowl. We haven't mentioned that a lot so far, but it is a matchup, and they're coming out. Now, Cesar Ayala played in last year's game. He had 228 yards in the 2021 SoCal Bowl. And this year has been absolutely phenomenal in 2 games. He has 564 yards, 5 touchdowns, a 59.4% completion rate. And his main target has been Kieran Hayes. As he takes a snap, play action, throws to the left side. Number 13, Kobe Kusick, takes that one in. That'll be enough for a Dons 1st down.
Back to the in routes. We'll see if the Dons are able to get their game plan going again. We'll see if they've been able to successfully reboot their game plan and get some points on the board.
Dons take the snap off.
Oh,
run up the middle and a lot of room to run. Number 34, William Sullivan Jr. takes that one and runs up the middle for a big gain. Put him around the 43-yard line.
With that run, very good run. Chris Johnson asking his speed and elusivity. With that run, he might have put his team over 100 yards rushing on the season.
Something they have not been good at is rushing, but on that play, they did a phenomenal job of creating a hole and creating space. Sullivan Jr. able to make a big play, a play action, throw it to the left side. Nowhere to run, taken out around the 45, so gain of about 2.
Great coverage, great coverage. It seems like the Lancers are pulling back or pushing back. Would it be pushing up the field? They're falling back into coverage more than they are wanting to stop the run. So I believe they're onto the Dons. They know what they want to do. It's very obvious what they wanted to do. We've seen the stats coming into the game. Not many rushing yards, but still, I think the Lancers have adjusted already, being proactive.
So a 2-yard gain. Sullivan brought to the backfield to the left of Ayala. Takes a throw, throws it right. Poor communication. No one was even looking. And that one will be incomplete and bring up 3rd and 8. So his main receiver so far this year has been Kieran Hayes, and we have seen very little of him this game. Only 2 receptions for 8 yards. On the season, Hayes, 12 receptions, 156 yards. He's at around 13 yards per catch and 3 touchdowns. He's a sophomore. He played on the team last year and he's looking to make an impact for the Dons this season. But so far tonight, has had very little time with the ball. Sullivan put in motion to the left side. The snap to Ayala.
Coming in.
Throws it up to the left, but just overthrown. Pass intended for number 88, Jacob Leja.
Interesting coverage, almost a PI the way he just ran into him towards the end. You don't want to freak out and get too frantic. But great coverage. Great coverage.
Intended for number 88, Tyler Hampton is incomplete.
They're trying to get the ball out fast. I think they're aware of the threat on the defensive line. But they're going to be punting, so they won't have to deal with that.
Now punting, David
Now
Ramos.
a punt. David Ramos punts that one back. Ivan Oshie will just let it bounce. And he'll pick it up.
Return by number
But
4.
not a lot of room to run and only have about a 5-yard return on that one.
On the play. Number
That
29, Justin
that was a
Harris.
rough little spin move. I don't think I want to see him do that again. If you're going to do something, you really need to do it with 110%.
33-yard punt by Ramos. 4-yard return
33-yard
for
punt by Ramos. And only about a 3-yard return by Austri.
10 from the 27.
What do you think we see out of the Lancer offense right now?
You know, they've been running the ball a lot and pretty well. Doolittle, not a lot of attempts, only about 1 for 5. His only completion was that long touchdown, so they've been predominantly the run game as Doolittle takes that one, hands it off.
Elliott, nice breaking the tackles. Got touched at the line of scrimmage, but kept it going.
So carry by Elliott. That'll set up around a 2nd and 9.
2 yards on the carry. 2nd and 8 for the Lancers from the 29.
Scores 13-3. Lancers up with 11:43 in the second quarter.
A little bit more time for you folks at home. About 30 more seconds you have at home.
Play action pass, run to the right side.
Picked up some yards off of that. That's pretty good. I picked up a few yards.
Picked up some, and that'll set him up with about a 3rd and 4.
No, I think this is really where I want to see a nice pass from Doolittle, but with some patience on it. I don't want to see a quick slant where someone takes it for 80 yards. That can happen to anybody. That's called luck. I want to see a solid presence. I want to see a good ball for a first down or a touchdown. I'll take a touchdown for sure.
The snap. Play action to Doolittle. Almost intercepted through the hands of number 12, Elijah Sadler of the Dons. Not able to grab that one and pull it in.
It seems like Elliott got caught on, yeah, he just came out a little too slow, and I'm sorry, that was Glover, not Elliott. Just got caught up in the screen. I believe the lineman let the defense in a little too fast. You still want to block on a screen. You still want to sell a pass. Can't just immediately bail.
Got lost in the skyscrapers that are the offensive line. The punt by Sanchez back. And that'll just bounce it around the 40 and be taken in around the 39, or around the 41, excuse me.
Oh, almost another flag. Some contact, some extracurriculars after the whistle on Santa Ana side, but the refs choose to clutch their pearls, their yellow little fabric pearls.
So now, as the Dons offense comes back onto the field, I'll give a little insight. So last year, the SoCal Bowl between these two teams, and PCC won that one 28-21. The old-time series between PCC and Santa Ana is 21, 20, and 4. So 4 ties between these two teams as the Dons offense comes out. They started all the way back in 1925, playing in the very first season of PCC football. Almost intercepted by the Lancers, not able to grab that one in.
Right in his hands, too. You know he's feeling down on himself.
That was number 5, Mark Anderson III, who almost came down with that one, but just not able to. But like I was saying, they played all the way back in 1925. That was the first year of PCC football, and they played Santa Ana and beat them 6-0. Other events was back in 2002, where they played again. And that was their last time beating Santa Ana, was in 2002, where they went 44-13 as the Dons take that one up the left. And not a whole lot of room to go, so that'll bring up around a 3rd and 10.
Okay, it was an incomplete pass. I thought he caught it. I thought he caught the little screen and fell, but it seems like he just had an incomplete pass. He had a lot of room, so I thought, you know, that must really, really suck to catch the ball but trip when you had a lot of space.
Lancers looking to bring some pressure, and they do. Pressure on Ayala, but jukes him, rolling out to the right side, tosses it up just over the hands, and falls in between 2 Dons receivers for a 4th down.
Smart to go for the floater, but I don't know if you had to commit that much. Nonetheless, the Lancers get the stop. Yeah, as you were explaining, the balance between these two teams is kind of crazy. How many times they've played and how almost equal it is, including the 4 draws. Hopefully we don't see that tonight. Hopefully the Lancers go up 22-20 overall on the series.
So the punt almost blocked again. Ivan Ostry will take that one in. Takes it around the 30-yard line. Going up the right sideline.
He has space.
Oh. They push it bounds around the 40. It's about a 10-yard return and set up the Lancers offense at the 40-yard line. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, they do have a 21-20-4 record. So before last year's bowl game, the last time the Lancers beat them was in 2002. They beat them 44-13. And at that point in PCC history was Hall of Fame running back Jerome Harrison, who rushed for 2 straight 1,000-yard seasons and went on to play in the NFL for the Cleveland Browns. In fact, he set the highest rushing game in history for the Browns with 286 yards in 2009.
My man.
So PCC alum setting records in the NFL. As Doolittle takes a snap, hands it off, takes it. An option play where Doolittle runs up the right side.
That was good. Jacob has some good athleticism to him. He has quick acceleration. Very quick first step. I don't know how often that's going to work, though. I've already voiced my displeasure for the read options, but if it's going to work, I guess I'll let it slide.
Ostry put in motion. Another option, and Doolittle keeps that one going up the right sideline. A little bit of room to run. And they'll take it out around the 44-yard line. That is enough for a Lancers first down on a QB keeper by Doolittle. He can both throw and run the ball. And now with 9:15, they're set up to make a push into Don's territory.
Making good progress. A few plays, and they're moving the chains. That's what's most important, is consistency and consistency in moving the chains.
Man put in motion, another option.
Oh,
and Doolittle taken down around the 43, so little to no gain on that play. It'll be 2nd and 9. That is now 3 option plays in a row for the Lancers, and we'll see what they do next.
Yeah, I was going to say, talk about fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But fool me, can't get fooled again after that. Reminds me of, as we have a timeout here.
So timeout by the Dons. With about 8:18 left in the second quarter.
Timeout called by Santa Ana.
And now with the Lancers offense out on the field, I'm going to talk a little bit again about last week's game out in Santa Monica, if you weren't able to catch that one. The Lancers had 174 passing yards, 119 rushing yards. Like I said earlier, Sanford led the offense with 5 receptions, 137 yards, and 1 touchdown. He had 5 out of his 7 receptions, and now 5 out of his 8 in that game alone. Before Arnaud was taken out due to injury, he threw for 122 yards and rushed for around 53. He was the team's leading rusher in last week's game, showing how Coach Tucker likes to use the QBs in the option. As we see a shot at the amazing marching band of the Lancers. But Arnaud and Doolittle split time, obviously, like I said, because of an injury. And so far in this game, I mean, how would you say Doolittle has performed for this Lancers offense?
He's performed quite well. He's done his job. You know, especially as a backup quarterback, your job really is to come in and do your job. You know, it's hard to explain, but it's really that. You come in, you game manage, hand the ball off right, make the throw when we ask you to, and Jacob's really, he's been putting in that work. Ooh, with the nice shovel pass. Oh.
Breaks tackles up the left sideline to 30, 25, 20, pushed out of bounds around the 16. So a shovel pass. He was in traffic, but able to find the lane up the left sideline. And that gives Lancers a first down around the 16 of the Dons.
No, man, that's one of those plays, man. That's one of those, like, oh, let's go. This is a football game. I almost forgot. We were watching football. And then a play like that happens, and you're like, let's go. That's why I watch Pasadena City College Lancer football. Great speed on Austria, just a little bit more. And I think that's a touchdown.
So Lancers lining up. And a motion. Doolittle play action pass. Throws it up the right side. Caught.
Has him.
And they say incomplete.
Referee. Cannon King from Beverly Hills. No doubt about it. Came down with the catch.
To the end zone, intended for number 7, Isaiah Smalls, is incomplete.
So pass intended for Isaiah Smalls. Looked like he came down with it, but refs saying it was incomplete, and now bring up a 2nd and 10.
Man, we need a replay screen in this stadium for the refs. Isaiah Smalls, the intended target on the catch. I'm sorry, Isaiah Smalls on the catch.
So some pressure by the Dons.
Doolittle
picked
stays
up.
calm.
Number 16, Oscar Willis takes that one. Is down around the 2-yard line. So pressure was bought by the Lancers, but Doolittle able to get it off for Oscar Willis, and he takes it down to the 1-yard line.
Might I correct you? The pressure was brought on. The pressure was brought on to Jacob Doolittle, a Lancer, and he handled it perfectly.
He did.
Took the Dons right coming to his face, coming up right on his face. Able to get the ball out clean. Able to set him up on the goal line.
So power set. Isaiah Smalls in that fullback. Hand up the middle. Touchdown, Lancers. And they will go up now 19-3 with 7:05 remaining in the second quarter.
2. Go for 2.
So one-yard touchdown run by Isaac Glover, who had big man tight end Isaiah Smalls as his fullback to lead the charge into the end zone. And now here comes the Lancers field goal unit, Justin Vargas. The snap, the hold, the kick, much cleaner than earlier, and that one is good. So the Lancers will go up 20-3, 7:05 left in the second quarter, and this game is beginning to look like an easy pick for the Lancers.
Beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I would like to say, though, I'm not trying to rain on our parade. I like to keep things real, you know? I like to, a little yang to the yin. This is kind of how the championship game happened last season, where the Dons came out, they were leading, putting on a good showing, some plays on both sides. And the Lancers obviously came out of that one on top. So the age-old quote of, if they could score 20 and a half, we could score 20 and a half. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. I will never let my team or anybody celebrate too early. I will say this music, though, is making me really want to celebrate. Let's call the game right now.
The fans having a great time. The atmosphere is amazing. The weather is perfect. We're in the low 70s. Slight wind, but it feels great out here at Robinson Stadium tonight. So Justin Vargas kicking that one off. Pooch kick to the right side, taken in for the Dons, up the middle. Will be taken down around the 30-yard line. So once again comes the Lancers defense, who have been phenomenal so far in this game, allowing very little to none in yards and only 3 points.
Yeah, quite ridiculous that the Dons have only scored 3 points so far. I feel as though their offense has had a lot of control time. Somehow, some way, they're able to hold on to the ball for quite a while, as compared to our offense. And that might lend a hand to them in the future, depending on how tired our defense is.
So after a 15-yard return, Ayala hands it off. It's number 33, Pochu, takes it up the left side for a gain of roughly 4 yards. That'll set him up with a 2nd and 6.
The carry by number 32, Ethan Pachi. Tackles by number 24, Carlos Ramirez, along with number 26, Jory Johnson.
The running seems to be working for the Dons a little bit these past couple drives.
Snap by Ayala, looking deep, pressure, and he is taken down. Able to carry a tackler for roughly 4 yards or 3 yards, and that'll set up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, sad we couldn't get the sack, but tackle's a tackle, especially on the quarterback. It hits a little bit different.
We'll see number 32, Jordan Monroe, jumping onto Ayala. Or excuse me, correction, Ayala is no longer in the game. That was number 17, Beck Moss, who is now in for the Dons. Takes the snap, looking, cannot find anyone. And there once again for the 2nd play in a row is number 32, Jordan Monroe, for the sack. And that'll bring up a Dons 4th down. So interesting to see number 17, Beck Moss, in the game now. Ayala taken out. Hopefully nothing serious.
I was gonna say, do you think it's strictly injury, or is there a possibility maybe his play has something to do with it?
Possibly performance. I mean, only 3 points so far, and not really moving the ball well as the punt is off. Ivan Ostry lets that one bounce, deciding not to pick that one up, and the Dons will touch it down around the 24-yard line.
43 yards on the punt by Ramos.
Yeah, Ayala had a couple of sailing passes in his time in the field, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it is a performance. Maybe if it is a little bit of a business decision to try out a new look for the Dons offense.
Now the Lancers offense coming back out. Jacob Doolittle, 3 for 9, 92 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Their leading rusher so far, number 1, Isaac Glover, 5 attempts, 26 yards, and he had the 1-yard touchdown run to put him up 20-3. Doolittle in the backfield, man put in motion, takes a snap, hands it up the middle, and tackled at the line of scrimmage for little to no gain.
Carry by Isaac Glover.
Interesting. Smalls was in a little bit of an argument after that play. A lot of chirping going on between these two teams. Definitely a history being shown on the field.
And history they do have. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of history between these two teams, a lot of games being played, some very memorable ones. As Doolittle takes the option and goes up the middle and taken down around 26. So a lot of history between these two teams. I've been seeing a couple memorable games, but here's another memorable one. A game between these two teams was in 2007, the season finale. They had the highest scoring game in PCC history, with Santa Ana winning 65-64 in regulation. So over 100 points put up between these two teams combined. Another notable player for the PCC Lancers at the time was David Reed, who set the PCC record for most receptions and receiving yards in a game with 16 catches for 262 yards. As Doodle steps up, takes the snap, looking left, just out of the reach of Ivan Ostry. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Much like Doolittle's first pass, it just seems like maybe he's putting the ball a step ahead of the receiver. Whether he's rushing himself or not giving the receiver his time, probably a little bit of both. Just outside the reach of Ivan Ostry.
Nate Sanchez takes a snap, kicks it off, and has some great punts so far this game. That one takes a great bounce.
Ooh, let it roll, gentlemen.
And moves the ball all the way down to the 22-yard line. Penalty marker is though on the field, so we'll see what the call is.
These special teams, man.
Penalty on the play.
Does seem like a majority of the penalties have been called during special teams play.
2-yard punt.
They're just a different breed, man. What do you expect? Put 11 dogs on the field. Somebody's going to start barking. Getting groovy out in this stadium. We got all the tunes. Oldies, that new school, East Coast, West Coast, international. It's a great time here at Robinson Stadium.
And I will recommend, if you can ever make it out for a game, to totally, because the atmosphere here is unlike any other in Pasadena. And it's always a great time out here watching the Lancers play.
Santa Ana Dons having a conversation about what they can do to get themselves going before the half.
As that penalty was in favor of the Dons, and it's a 10-yard holding penalty on the Lancers, and that'll put them after a great punt. That one takes 10 yards off of it and puts it at the 32. So Beck Moss coming in for the second drive. He came in last drive for Ayala, and he takes a snap. Looking downfield, hits the receiver for a gain of about 3 yards.
That was a good presence. Good drop back. Really read each receiver. Saw what his options were. What I'm hoping to see from Doolittle, not the whole way, just a smidge. If Doolittle gets a smidge of that, I think he'd be tremendous.
Moss takes a snap. Little screen play. Number 32, Pochi takes that one for a big gain for the Dons all the way to the 50-yard line.
Good recovery from the Lancers defense, though. Stopped them. I felt for a second there he had a real chance of taking it all the way. But again, just good coverage, covering up his lanes, and 11 helmets to the ball. 11 Crimson helmets to the ball. I'm sorry, 11 Cardinal helmets.
So screen play for about 16 yards, gives him a first down at the 50. Moss looks to the right, but misses his receiver. Pass intended for number 81. Malachi Wright. So now a 2nd and 10. There's about 2:24 remaining in the second quarter. You see the replay here of the screen pass for a big gain for the Dons. Those big men up front able to get in space and block some guys as Moss takes the snap. Rolling out left, and he's going to take off with it. And gets tackled out of bounds at around the 45 of the Lancers. So a gain about 5. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Already looking much, much better with number 17 in that quarterback. It could be the team as a whole, but, you know, again, whether it's the one player or just the morale, it's working for them. So we'll see if they can keep it going. Keep it going.
So the new quarterback for the Dons, Beck Moss, 6'4", 205. He's a freshman. He's coming out of Irvine, California. As he takes a snap, looking right, throws it. Pass incomplete. Great defense by the Lancers.
That really was almost a great catch. Just couldn't take the bit of contact.
Number 22, Siko Aka, who had the scoop and score early in the game.
Making plays. That's what we want to see.
So now a 4th and 5, and decision has been made. And a timeout by the Dons, their second of the half, with about 1:36 remaining in the second quarter.
You really just imagine they're setting up their play calling. I'm gonna take it back to them. I'm gonna keep trying giving them tips. Go to the flats, run a levels concept, make the cornerback stink. And while they're thinking and backpedaling, trying to see what's happening, there's a man underneath catching a ball for an easy 3 yards, who can run it up for an even easier 3 more yards. And right now, when it's 4th and 5, 4.5 yards even, that's all you need. 4.5 yards and a little bit of begging to the referee. Or you don't go for it at all, actually. As Santa Ana brings out their punt team.
The Dons punter number 47, David Ramos, into punt once again.
Lancers are ready for a fake, though. They brought Austrie down.
Gets that one off, and that'll bounce at around the 12-yard line. And a great special teams effort will pin the Lancers back at around their own 5. So they now have 95 yards to go with 1:29 left in the second half. And we'll see what they can do on the offensive side of the ball.
95 yards to go in 90 seconds. I take those numbers. I take that Vegas bet, personally. Seeing how the Lancers are playing, I think the team morale overall is high, not just on offense, not just on defense, just overall.
I mean, overall, as an offensive squad, they've been great this year. 245 yards total, and this was before this game. So 245 yards on the ground and 443 yards passing. And that was before this game, and so their offense has been shown to move the ball at a rapid pace. Doodle takes a snap. Hands it up the middle. Taken down around the 6-yard line for a minimal gain. And the clock will continue to roll, so it doesn't look like the Lancers are going to be taking their timeouts.
Carry by number 1, Isaac Glover. He's tackled by number 27, Lamar Gray.
Isaac Glover takes that one. Taking for a gain of about 1.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
As the clock winds down below 1 minute, so 55 seconds remaining in the first half. Lancers just looking to run the clock out. The snap, handing it off up the middle. Taken down around the 13.
An interesting stat for the third downs is that the Lancers are 1 of 6, giving them 17%, a 17% efficiency rating. Santa Ana, though, not too far behind, 2 of 9 for 22%. So just by proxy of quantity, you know, you do it enough times, you might end up going in once or twice.
So now clock winds below 10 seconds. And both teams will run to their designated sidelines, and we will head to halftime. Lancers up 20-3 at the end of the first half. Their offense has looked incredible, and I am excited for the rest of this game.
As am I. Not only has it been their offense, their defense, and not just their offensive defense, but their special teams as well. It only takes one play to really get a team going, get the fans going, and they got that one play and more.
And we will see what second half brings up in this rematch of last year's SoCal Bowl between these two teams. Excited to see what both sides can do. And now we will get an amazing show by the marching band of PCC. Now, what do you think? What do you think are some big things that the Dons should do to come back in this game, or that the Lancers should do to keep their lead?
Well, as these highlights play, we'll be able to see some of them. Hopefully we can point them out. But I think for the Lancers, it's just continuing to control the pace. These motions have been working out a lot for them. Jacob, I think, can take a little bit of a step up, as that was the touchdown to Sanford. We could definitely see a lot more Sanford in this game. Not every catch has to be a touchdown, Sanford. You know, you could just make a quick 5-yard catch, 6-yard catch. Just continue to diversifying it. You set their yardage earlier. They're very split even. 2-something passing and rushing. Very impressive. Just keep mixing it up, and they know what Santa Ana wants to do, which is pass. And I think they're ahead of them now. Keep listening to the coach. I think that's my biggest thing. Keep listening to the coach. Obviously, coach knows what he's doing.
For their biggest, for the Santa Ana, their biggest, yard gainer is passing the ball. And to be honest, they've been held to very little so far in this game. And taking away their main source of yardage is leading them to make them run the ball, and they have not been good at that. And so the Lancers have been able to succeed very well so far in this game.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of that, which was celebrating. Hopefully, the celebration will continue. As of right now, though, we're going to be able to celebrate the marching band.
So 20-3 Lancers going into halftime, and we'll see what happens in the second half. And now here we present the PCC marching band.
The tradition of excellence, Pasadena City College Lancer Marching Band.
Stay there for 6 weeks. assistant Sidney Kramer, social media Fernando Peralta, historian Carter Miller, percussion staff Aaron Bond, Jay Fernandez, Dimitri McLean, and S.A. Hall. Color guard staff Dr. Deborah Seeley, Enrique Miramontes Jr., and Leslie Gauthier. Visual support staff Esteban De Leon, Jonathan Kent, Bradley Lagarza, and Jorge Melendez Zavaleta. Division Dean is Dr. Solomon Cross. For the tradition of excellence, I'm Mark Mason. Thank you.
Try like the players, drink some food and water.
The leaders in the first half. First percent. Quarterback, 8 for 60. 61 passes. Rushing wins off. Receivers,
And coming back from halftime, our PCC broadcasting crew sends out a big thank you to our food sponsor, Doghouse. Pasadena at the corner of Hill and Union. For craft casual gourmet hot dogs, sausages, and burgers, check out Doghouse in Pasadena again at the corner of Hill and Union. Thank you so much for sponsoring us today, Doghouse. So, coming back from half, it's been quite the half, I should say.
Yeah.
Any thoughts from you? I know we gave a couple words coming out, but how about now?
I'm excited. I think this Lancers team definitely differences between the weeks so far. You see a lot of improvement, and I'm super excited to see what they can do in this first half on the offensive side. Defense has been phenomenal. I mean, limiting to 3 points in any half is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Honestly. As am I. I'm really hoping to see them just continue to score. The fact that coming from week one, it wasn't that high of a scoring game. So seeing 20 up on the board, and it was very quick. I'm not sure how many we scored in the first quarter and second quarter. But
the first quarter was 13. We had 13 in the first, and then we scored a touchdown, I believe, in the second quarter.
We'll see right here through the highlight package. I know our first one came from Sanford early. Besides that, it was the special teams. And then we had another one possibly into the second. Great defensive efforts, as we see here. Many Cardinal helmets to the ball, which is what you love to see here. We have that smash mouth touchdown by Glover. Thank you for the help there. Almost a sack. I thought we were going to see the sack highlights. We had a couple of sacks. We're hoping to see more of that. I believe our defensive line is helping out our corners more than our corners are helping out our linemen. I do want to see more from our corners, but if we continue to see what we've been getting from our defensive linemen, I think we'll be all right.
So the stats going into the second half, the score of 20-3. The PCC has really commanded the ball in passing and rushing. PCC Doolittle has 3 for 10, 92 yards and 1 touchdown. Glover, 8 rushes, 31 yards, 1 touchdown. Sanford, his 1 reception, the big one, 51 yards and 1 touchdown. So they've been great, and looking forward to see them come out on the field for the second half.
Yeah, really spreading it all around. Not one person carrying the team, besides Sanford, of course, but big dogs got to eat, you know. What can you say about it? But really a group effort all around, offense, defense, and like we said, and special teams.
On the other side for Santa Ana, they've had 2 quarterbacks, Ayala and Moss. Ayala was 8 for 16, 61 yards before being taken out. And then Moss is 2 for 4, 17 yards. Sullivan Jr. leads the team with one rush, 15 yards. And Henning has 1 reception for 26. So now here we go, the second half of tonight's game. We are officially under the lights. And here comes the kickoff from Justin Vargas. Is off to the left side, and that'll bounce into the end zone for a touchback. And the Dons will be spotted at the 20-yard line.
That was very close. You know the Dons were hoping for that sideways bounce into the out of bounds. But lucky for the Lancers, we keep it pushing. We keep it pushing right.
At the 25.
Captains.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Back out comes the PCC defense, who has been phenomenal so far. Like I said earlier, limiting the team to only 3 points and a very limited amount of yards in both passing and rushing.
Led by captains up top and down low.
And then as Ayala back in the game, back at quarterback, throws it out right.
Solid catch again into the flats. I understand it's not a lot of yards. It's not the most fanciest. But if you want to move the ball, you have to get it to the open receivers. And a lot of the time, Santa Ana finds those open receivers down low and wide.
Ayala is now back in the game. What do you think that little stint of seeing a different quarterback was?
You know, it was possibly an injury. Maybe just something happened, and considering the play, I might as well take a couple plays off, see what the backup can give us. As Ayala throws one, a little bit wide. See, that's what we were seeing a lot of. Maybe he's already rehabbing an injury or taking care of an injury. So now they're just like, well, you know, let's see. What can you give us? What can we get here? What can we get there? At this point, you know, Might as well mix it up. Have a receiver at running back. Throw a tight end in there.
They're looking to do something. Down 17 points going into the second half. It is now 3rd and 4 at the 31. Ayala takes a snap. Looking. Throws it right. Finds someone, and that should be enough. Forward momentum carried him around the 36.
It does seem, yep, they are moving the chains. He was able to get that. Another in route. In routes are working for them. Flat routes are working for them. A lot of motion going on by Santa Ana, but I don't think they're really reading too much off of it. They're just trying to create motion. Oh, and it pays off. They got a free play. Not much came of it. They got about the same yardage as they would have off the penalty, but there was a offsides penalty on PCC. See, a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, that's what makes him so great. He's able to recognize those plays, and he understands there's no point if we're already going to get 5-10 yards. There's no point in dropping it low. This catch is what's reset the downs in the first place. Ayala to number 81.
Number 81, Christian Constantine making the reception, giving them the first down, and now a free 5 yards brought to around the 40-yard line because of an offsides penalty on the Lancers.
Against the Lancers, a 5-yard penalty. First down for Santa Ana from the 40.
But again, a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers is so great because he doesn't put his receiver at risk throwing a short route. He'd rather take a deep shot downfield knowing he can get 5 no matter what.
So 1st and 5 at the 40. Ayala takes a snap, looking to throw the ball, but under pressure, sacked by the Lancers. That is number 24, Carlos Ramirez, who's in there in the backfield to sack Ayala for a loss of about 5.
Ooh, he's hungry. He's rubbing his belly like, that was yummy. I want more.
See the replay, just bullied the offensive lineman into the lap of Ayala, and he's able to take him down, and now they're put 2nd and 11.
Very impressive, very impressive. Real dog mentality.
That defensive line has been great so far this game, putting a lot of pressure and not a lot of time to throw the ball. Espochi's put in motion, left side. Ayala throws it out right to Constantine and shakes off some tacklers and is brought down around the 42.
Yeah, good elusiveness. He's very malleable, moving forward while twisting his body around. Doesn't do much when you have a wall of Lancers in front of you, though.
10 yards.
Can't be shifty around a brick wall.
So 3rd and 1. The Dons come up quickly, line up quickly. Hard counts by Ayala. They look over to the sideline to the coach.
PCC is stacked up right now. They're wanting to stop this. I wonder if they're bluffing a QB draw. That'd be very interesting.
For a 3rd and 1, surprised to see no running back. They're going to throw the ball, a short, quick throw to the left side. That is brought in by number 13, Kobe Kosak, who gained some yards, enough for a Don's first down.
And Kobe's been getting open, very much a Wes Welker type. Runs his routes well and gets open. But yet again, another ball into that flat. It's only, what, 2 yards, 1 yard above the line of scrimmage, but he turns it into 6-7 and a fresh set of downs.
Ayala in the backfield. Fakes one handoff, gives it off to Pochu, goes up the left side. And he was stopped in his tracks at around the 40-yard line. So he began about 5 yards.
The carry by number 32, Ethan Pachi. Tackles on the play by number 32, Jordan Monroe, along with number 3.
Santa Ana seems to be mounting some momentum, moving the ball consistently, even if it is short yardage. This is
2nd and 5 for Santa Ana from the 39.
Multiple set of down drive at this point, which is something that they haven't had many of so far in the game.
2nd and 5 at the 40. Ayala puts Pochi in the motion to the left side. 3 receivers out right, takes a snap, looking left, throws it, hits Pochi on the left, gets caught on his shoestrings, but brought down enough for a first down.
Ayala's pass is completed.
Very interesting to not play more aggressively, start pressing up on these men, maybe even playing some zone. Very interesting that the coach isn't calling for these things. It seems like the coverage has been the same all game, and it's very hit or miss on whether or not it's working. Judging by the scoreboard, though, I will say it's working quite well. Still 20-3. Lancers up.
So number 34, William Sullivan Jr. to the left side of Ayala, takes the handoff up the middle, but really nowhere to go as the defensive line swarms to the ball and holds him for a minimal gain.
The carry by number 34, William Sullivan. Tackles by number 24, Carlos Ramirez, and number 27.
So the defensive line of the Lancers being made up of sophomore number 24, Carlos Ramirez, captain, number 44, Michael Loreto. You got Luis Canales at nose tackle up in the middle. Clogging up holes is number 61, Jose Oliveras. So that defensive line made up of those main guys has been tremendous, led by Captain Michelangelo Loreto as Ayala rolls out left and hits someone on the left side. But a big hit by the Lancer defense. I believe that's number 13.
Yep, that dog. Great scramble by Ayala, and a great throw too, I will admit. You said he hit some guy on the throw, but that some guy also got hit on the catch. Able to hold on to it though, very impressive. Got to give credit where it's due.
19 yards on the pass.
Was rocked after a 19-yard reception. Now the Dons are set up.
Santa Ana, first and 10 from the 14.
First and 10 from the 14-yard line. The snap. Looking right, throws it, gets someone in the end zone. That's Sullivan Jr. for a Dons touchdown. And that'll make the game 20-9.
The scoring play, a 14-yard.
Very impressive, just good routes. Got him wide open down the middle. I was actually looking at the top of the field where they had a little bubble screen. Number 11, you could see him. But Ayala just finds the open man and hits him right in the chest. So whatever he was battling earlier that pulled him out the game, it's obviously gone, and he's on to bigger and better.
Hits the running back Sullivan on a slant for a touchdown. The kick to hold is good, and that'll put him 20-10. 8:42 left in the third quarter. And that is the first touchdown of the game for the Dons. So they come out of the gates quick and get some points up there now. And all of a sudden, it's only a two-possession game.
Yeah, like I said, a little similar to the championship game last year where Santa Ana was leading. Not so dominantly, but the same way Pasadena has been leading, not so dominantly. And in the third quarter, one drive each in, and it's 10 points away. And if you know football, 10 points can come at you quite quick.
So one thing I was confused about, and I looked it up at halftime, was where the name Dons comes from. I don't think I've ever heard of a school having the name Dons.
That's true.
As their mascot. I was looking at it, and it's used primarily in Italian and Hispanic cultures as a term of respect and endearment.
Ah, okay, yeah.
I've seen mob movies like The Boss is the Don.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, The Godfather. Hey, the Don's coming. Hey, we got a meeting with the Don.
And so for anybody curious, that's where the Dons come from. The kickoff by the Dons is back there. And hit off the shoulder of the returner, but he gets that one. Going to the sideline.
Glove it. Only the kicker.
Only the kicker to beat the 35-30. Tripped up by the kicker. And the ball is out, and flags are out as well.
Oh, my goodness, what a play. Muffed catch, long return, possible fumble, flag.
And we'll see who comes up with it. The rest trying to.
Player on the ground, hopefully just in a puddle. And we're not looking at a injury. We'll be looking at this replay, though. After the catch, just able to find a hole. Everyone's rushing down. They think we got him. We got him. He doesn't know what he's doing. But he's in open space. The kicker, though, good on him. Able to make a play. Great effort by, is that Austri? Number 14.
And so the Dons player does come up with the ball, but we'll see what the referees decide to do it. That was a great return by Glover. A great return ended kind of sourly at the end there, but we'll see what the referees have to say. Dons players pointing to their ball.
A lot of pointing, yeah, a lot of pointing across the field. Personally, no bias, might I say. I think the Lancers should keep this ball. Zero bias, though.
So that was a 68-yard return. And it looks like, from cheering, the Lancers will retain possession of the ball. Or, excuse me, I recant that statement. Is actually the Dons' ball now. Santa Ana will get the ball, but it is a penalty on them, so they're moved back to the 13.
It is rough, as we see here again. Clever running downfield, losing balance already at halfway point. Sees Austri, is hoping for the block. Kicker just full-on commitment, something I was talking about earlier. You give 110%. Yeah, I will admit, it did seem as though he was empty-handed before he hit the ground. So it seems fairly clean.
The kicker was the savior. So I recant the statement once again. It is actually Lancers' ball.
Oh, okay.
That was a confusing series of events. Lancers fans were cheering. The refs pointed. Santa Ana started cheering. And then now the Lancers have the ball. So confusing little moment there. But nonetheless, we will take the ball at the 13-yard line after a 68-yard return by Isaac Glover. Doolittle in the backfield. Austri gets put in motion, takes the snap. Looking left, tosses it up. Isaiah Smalls will grab that one.
Oh, my goodness.
Touchdown, Lancers. Isaiah Small on a 13-yard reception will get that one in and put the Lancers up 26-10 with 8:23 remaining in the third quarter.
His last name may be Smalls, but that was definitely a big boy catch. Took the contact and everything, held on to it. Took the fall with it, too. And look at them. Look at them. Too small. Et too petit. Shout out Kevin Durant.
So that Lancers possession only took really 2 plays for them. The kickoff return for 68 yards, a penalty that helped them out, put up to 13, and then a pass to Smalls as the hold. The kick is good to put them up 27-10, but there is a flag on the field, once again on special teams plays. But only 1 play had to be done. Now just a lob up to Isaiah Smalls, the big tight end.
Whatever the call was, it was declined. We're keeping the field goal.
Kick is good, 27-10, 8:23 remaining in the third quarter. So the Lancers strike back after giving up a touchdown. And they extend their lead once again.
The Lancers 27, Santa Ana 10.
Smalls here fighting through that contact. Cornerback was bear hugging him before the ball even got to his hands. Look at him, nonchalant. He knew what he did. As we see the crowd getting a little bit groovy and boogie with it. Is boogie the right word?
I would say it's the right word.
You get boogie with it, right?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Man, excited. This music is going.
Yeah, he's dancing. You guys can't see. We don't have the announcer cam on, but he is dancing very hard right now. Imagine the best moves you've ever seen, and he's doing that times 2.
Justin Vergara kicks it off. Number 83 of Santa Ana takes that one. Puts it back over to the left side. Number 9 of the Lancers chasing him down. Just gets him.
Great effort, great effort. He had a lot of space. Did the returner, but wasn't able to capitalize on it.
Number 9, Nathaniel Palacios taking down the Santa Ana returner at the 26, roughly the 26, 27-yard line. That'll set up 1st and 10.
And last time the Dons had the ball, the Dons.
20-yard
They
return
were
for James.
They were very leader-like with it, marching down the field, getting a touchdown. So we'll see if they can repeat. More so, we'll see if hopefully the Lancers can keep it from repeating.
Sullivan brought back to protect Ayala. Play action, throw.
Kobe.
Saka. And that'll be taken. He'll be taken down around the 38, 39, close to a first down.
Is completed to number 13, Kobe Kosak. Tackled by number 24, Carlos Ramirez. 9 yards.
What a cool name.
Second and 1.
If you have a cool name like Kobe, I'm going to remember.
Bunch formation out left. The snap, the handoff. Sullivan takes on the right side, but brought down at the 40 for a minimal gain, about 2, but it'll be enough for the first down.
The carry by number 34, William Sullivan.
Sullivan Jr. really looking like a good back. He's able to read the holes, make his progressions. But the Lancers are just doing a good job of filling the gaps. The Dons aren't really doing their job in creating those gaps for the running back. So we'll see if the passing game continues for the Dons.
Sullivan kind of their guy tonight. He's their leading rusher, and he caught the only touchdown pass so far. The snap by Ayala. Some pressure by the Lancers. And just tosses it over to the sideline, out of bounds. Making sure he doesn't get sacked. But great pressure by the defensive line. Number 5, Mark Anderson III, the outside linebacker and captain of this defense, was in there to give some pressure.
Close penalty by the Dons. We had a chop block by Sullivan. And I seen the ref reach for his flag, but I guess he just bit the bullet, bit his tongue. Decided to hold off on it. I'm not sure if those are illegal or not. I do believe there's been much discussion for many years about that block, though.
81 gets puts in motion. That's Constantine. Ayala takes a snap. Looking to throw the ball. Some pressure on him. Has to roll out right.
Holding, yep.
Definite holding, but dropped. Almost picked off. Number 9, Nathaniel Palacios.
The Lancers are calling for that interception, though, and they get it.
And they do get it. So everything going bad for Santa Ana. Definite holding call on that play, and now an interception by number 9, Nathaniel Palacios from Shura High School, East Los Angeles.
You see there 56 wrapping basically a face mask, it looked like. Just out of frame. Number 9 is able to make that catch, but we do see here.
A holding penalty on Santa Ana is
I don't believe he did have the ball.
and an interception.
Well, they call it an interception nonetheless. So it looked like a very close play. We'll take that, and the Lancers offense is now set up.
Of course, we'll always take the interception when you want to give it to us. Of course, of course.
So the Lancers retain possession once again, 27-10, 7:02 remaining in the third quarter.
PCC ball, 1st and 10 from the 44.
Don's only having the ball for about a minute and a half before giving it back. And now Doolittle and the rest of the offense looking to put some more points up to extend their lead.
A double back set, very interesting by the Lancers.
The snap. Another option play, but nowhere to go for Doolittle, wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage to a tackle for loss.
Oscar Willis way downfield with his cornerback. Definitely blocking too. Very interested to see how that matchup might go if they were to be one-on-one on a route.
No gain on the play.
Doolittle awaiting his calls. Seems like maybe they'll just take the run approach, move the chains little by little, try and run out the clock as much as they can. Very dominant performance so far, so I don't see how and or why it wouldn't work.
2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle. Not a whole lot of room to run, only gets a couple of yards. That'll be around 3rd and 8.
The carry by number 23.
They basically have to pass at this point as they're at a 3rd and 8, possibly 3rd and 9.
Santa Ana, Aiden Tanakawa.
So you're running out of options. That's what I don't like about trying to run out the clock so early, or just kind of taking this nonchalant approach. It should still be about points. Because you end up in a situation like now where Doolittle, ooh, throws an incomplete to Oscar Willis. He had to throw that ball in. Now the clock is stopped. Now we're at 4th down. And we're not in too much of a prime position to put Santa Ana.
So now it's 4th down. They're going to punt the ball back. There's been a new name on the Lancers offense. The person who ran the ball before was Caleb Gardner, a freshman out of St. Genevieve High School. He's from Palmdale. He's in there to run the ball a couple times for Lancers offense, so they're mixing it up a little bit. 96, Nate Sanchez back there. Has been phenomenal tonight, punting the ball for the Lancers, and takes that one, punts it off high into the air. And no, I'm not sure if a fair catch was called or not.
Me neither.
But the Santa Ana returner was lit up the second he caught the ball, so we'll see what happens.
On the return.
Santa Ana people not happy about that one. It was a big hit.
No, I don't even think the refs were happy about that. I heard a lot of whistles going off.
But not sure if I saw any fair catch signal for him, so we'll see what the refs have to say. Definitely a lot of energy on the sideline of the Lancers right now.
Very, very adorable Let's Go Lancers chant going on in the stands right now, being led by a young Lancer fan. And if you were here, you could be cheering along with them. Come on out to Robinson Stadium 2 weeks from now. PCC will be back at home after a short trip away.
So a free catch interference called on the Lancers, and that'll give Santa Ana a decent amount of yards, decent amount of free yards, but I genuinely cannot say I saw a fair catch call, but nonetheless, Santa Ana is set up at around the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Kosek put in motion, a screen play, and incomplete. Ball was thrown forward, so it'll be incomplete.
Beautiful hustle, though. And that was Roland that gave that hustle. Almost identifying a fumble, but it wasn't a backwards pass.
Three receivers out left for Santa Ana. Iowa takes a snap, looking to throw the ball. Some pressure on him, almost get to him. Throws it up to Constantine, but it's incomplete. 2 defenders on him.
Yeah, close call for a flag there. Just some contact, natural body movement contact, but still looked pretty bad. Sometimes ref let those flags fly for a lot less. Lancers, though, holding them to the 3rd and 10. After having some success going short in the passing game last drive, the Dons just completely abandoned, and they catch themselves at 3rd and 10.
I have to say, for a team that has averaged over 300 yards per game in the passing area, they have been limited by this Lancer secondary. And it has shown with their lack of offense, as a timeout is called on the side of the Dons.
Timeout called by Santa Ana.
Thank you, Mr. Ref. Much appreciated. Yeah, a 300-yard average per game, and they come out today. If we could pull up their stats. Let's see how fast I could pull up their stats. 9 passes on the day for about 141 yards. Total for the day, it seems a little under 160 yards. And that's what they're known for. Like I've said, they have multiple receivers in the 100-yard club. Like you said, averaging 300 yards. On the season, they only had, say hello to our amazing cameramen and camerawomen. You said something about the offense not being able to get going or something of that sort. I really think it's just about the Lancers doing their job. I think this is more of the Lancers defense than it is the Santa Ana offense. Santa Ana has obviously had results running this. They were in the championship game last season. So PCC, I would say, just got better.
Empty backfield, bunch formation outright. Number 80 gets put in motion to the left side. Snap by Ayala, looking, throws it short. He stays up, avoids a tackle, but is brought down quickly afterwards, and that'll be 4th down for the Dons.
It doesn't hurt to run a little screen pass like that, a little outside pass. But it doesn't hurt on 1st down, hurts slightly more on 2nd down, and on 3rd down, you're basically hacking your own arm off. You're trying to hack your leg off. You're just taking body parts off you, and I mean, 4th down is 4th down.
Ivan Ostry back there to return. He's going to let that one bounce at around the 25, and it'll just roll to about the 18-yard line and touchdown by the Dons. Lancers offense coming back out 27-10, 4:27 left in the 3rd quarter. And Doolittle will be looking to make an emphasis and put this game into a place where
At the 17-yard line.
they're in a really commanding lead.
Close sack by the Lancer defense on that throw, which ended up in the incomplete pass to put them in 3rd down at that time. But now we have the Lancers on the field, on offense, I should say, running a tight little bunch. I'd probably put my money on a run.
Doodle takes the snap.
Elliott with a powerful stiff arm, but gets knocked out of bounds. Still making plays. Still making plays.
Carried by number 0, Joaquin Elliott. I haven't seen a lot from him. It's been mostly Isaac Glover with the ball. But great to see some aggression out there with the monster stiff arm.
Well, I think you should, like I said, we have a little bit of a duo backfield. Elliott's been putting in a lot of work. He's definitely been the workhorse. But, yeah, Glover has picked up the accolades, the bigger plays. So Elliott's definitely still doing his work. He's doing his part.
So now 2nd at about 11. He'll takes the snap, looking to throw the ball, throws it out right. But incomplete, intended for Isaiah Smalls.
Slightly confused on who he was throwing to exactly. He had Smalls down low and Sanford up top.
A player down in the backfield.
Possibly Doolittle.
I believe, yes, that is Jacob Doolittle. Must have taken a hit at the end of that play. Hopefully he's okay.
Lancers will take this time, I'm sure, to game plan slightly more, as will the Dons. Who needs it more? I do believe the Lancers might be better off. Doolittle able to walk up, gets back into the huddle as well. We'll see if he's able to stay in for this next set of plays.
Always good to see him get up and walk it off on his own volition. Gets back into the huddle, ready to continue this game, but looks like number 11, Wyatt Oak, who's a freshman from West Covina, will come in for quarterback for a couple plays as Doolittle takes a little off to regain his health.
Yeah, I believe it's code. If you stay down with an injury, then you have to stay out for a minimum of, I'd say, 1 play, I'm sure.
I believe so.
So we'll see if Wyatt can make do with this one shot.
By the Lancers.
Before that, a timeout by the Lancers.
See, this is what I was saying. Who needs it more? Of course, Santa Ana is trying to get themselves into this game. They had the touchdown, but nothing much has happened. PCC answered with their own touchdown. So, of course, they're game planning. They're trying to figure it out. But I think the Lancers right now, they're really trying to figure out how to put the nail in the coffin. And it's something about putting that last nail in. It's just something about, I did 49 other nails. It's just this 50th. My forearm's tired. My hands are shaking. But hopefully they can get it going. For the next drive, though, our PCC broadcast team would like to send out a big thank you to our food sponsor again, Doghouse Pasadena, at the corner of Hill and Union. For craft casual gourmet hot dogs, sausages, and burgers, check out Doghouse in Pasadena again on the corner of Hill and Union. A wave trying to get started in the crowd. Hopefully a wave of victory can come over the Lancers today. Women's soccer and men's soccer in the past week had some great victories. Something to the tune of 5-2 and 3-0. Numbers might be slightly inflated, but a W is a W, whether you win by 1 or 100. A lot of time in between plays going on here.
Some confusion, I would say, possibly with the quarterback situation.
Ivan Oshrian at quarterback, possibly.
He did play quarterback in high school when he was out in La Cañada, and
Now at quarterback number 14, Ivan Oscar.
he had some
Oh,
time. He
wow.
had some throwing last year as well. But Ivan Oshry in the backfield throwing. Takes the ball and just hands it off. Not a whole lot of room to run, so a minimal gain. But job well done, Oshry.
Man, that's interesting. I just seen an offensive lineman get tackled. I thought I seen the running back pick up a 5-yard gain, but the lineman just, I don't know if they thought he had the ball or what, but I swear he got tackled.
Brings up a 4th down.
So now a 4th and about 10.
Number 96.
And 96, Justin Vergara will kick it off for the Lancers. Excuse me, Nate Sanchez will punt it back for the Lancers and taken. And number 85 on Santa Ana's tackled right when he gets the ball. This time no penalty.
By number 85, Brandon Taylor. He's tackled.
Yeah, clean tackle, clean catch by the ref.
Lancers number 35, Arthur Bergasitas. 30-yard punt.
As we see, as soon as he receives it, just gets wrapped up and taken down. More time in between the catch and contact than on the last punt. Possibly a factor in the flag that happened then. Or no, the flag was for he called the fair catch on that one, right? Oh, okay, we just missed it.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but
Sometimes they just like throw 2 fingers up and they're like, yeah, fair catch, sure. He called it.
well, it takes a snap. Some pressure on him, has to roll out right. Throws it to Constantine, brings that one in, and it'll
Wow.
be set as a catch.
Great catch.
Allen's pass is completed to number 81, Christian Constantine.
Constantine didn't give up on his route, stayed with it. I'm sure he's used to his quarterback scrambling out, making plays.
On the reception.
His number 1 target for a reason.
10 from the 32.
16 yards on that play is now 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. There's 2:48 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Lancers bringing some pressure, but quickly throws it out left to number 13, Kobe Kosick.
I believe that was Rodriguez. Took a bad angle at first, but was able to make it up.
Pass completed.
Yep.
Number 13, Kobe
Kia
Kosick.
Rodriguez
He's tackled by number
makes
8,
up his bad line.
Kia Rodriguez.
Roland K. Rodriguez makes that play.
Another Santa Ana first down.
One of the guys
13
from
yards.
far away in Hawaii.
1st and 10 from the 19.
Now 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line for the Dons. Bunch set out right. Ayala takes a snap, hands it off to Pochi,
Oh,
who takes it, breaks some tackles, but is brought down around the 7-yard line.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of rushing yards when your big plays come when they matter most. They could have had that type of run in the first quarter or second quarter or any drive before this. But having it now, that's very huge. As we see, he just finds that hole, breaks through an arm tackle. Great little double team tackle by the Lancers there to get him down. He was running hard. Almost ran for 6. The Lancers, though, they bend, they don't break, and we'll see if they can hold that true right now.
First and goal at the 7-yard line. Ella takes a snap, hands it off to Pochi again. To the left side and gains a few yards. It's brought down around the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he got hit close to the line of scrimmage, but able to move forward.
Captain of the defense, Michelangelo Loretto, makes a tackle on the play. Second and goal from the 2-yard line.
(27-10). If the Duns can bring this within 10, basically going to be the 4th quarter by the time the Lancers get the ball back. It'll be a very interesting final
penalty
15
markers
minutes.
on the field.
Do we get a look on who it might be?
A false start on the Dons. So that'll push them back. Bring him back 5 yards. It'll be now second and goal from the 7. So basically negates the last running play. Santa Ana looking to score to make this game closer than it was. Winding down under 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Snap to Ayala. Looking right, throws it up. Constantine grabs it, makes the catch. Touchdown for Santa Ana.
Yeah, quite an impressive route by Constantine. I'm not going to lie. Really sold that slant. And the speed on that pivot route was quite impeccable. Ayala threw that ball into that corner, really to the only place where his receiver could get it, and his receiver did his part in getting up there and getting it. Not so much getting up there, but getting over there. Again, that speed and that route running, quite impeccable.
Number 46, Anthony Gomez, kicks that one, and it's good. So 27-17 with 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. This game is now back down to 10 points.
As we see the Ayala throw that ball over. Constantine over the shoulder, just beautiful placement all around.
He put that one in the bucket, so to say.
Yep.
Constantine able to bring that one down the fade route and brings this one back within 2 possessions.
He threw a dime, a dot. I don't know many other good passing terminology jokes. Run through him pretty quick, actually. He let it fly, perhaps. Something about putting an egg somewhere. I feel like he put the egg in the cake batter, you know?
Put the egg in the basket, maybe?
Put the egg in the basket. Well, I was thinking that, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't think people carry around eggs in baskets as much. If we were in Canada, you know, he put the milk in the bag.
So Anthony Gomez kicking off for Santa Ana, going to give it back to the Lancers offense. Oh, kick to the left side, and that one will.
Oh, he doesn't decide to try and let it roll out of bounds.
Takes it up, cuts back up to the middle, and returned back to the 20-yard line. Like you said, that one probably would have gone out of bounds if we were to let it go.
Wondering what the thought process was. Maybe just got caught up in the return. When you're tasked with the job and you're under stress, you're just trying to do that job. Does it pretty well, though. Gets on the 20, correct?
Yeah, so 16-yard return for Joaquin Elliott. Puts the Lancers at the 21-yard line for a 1st and 10. Clock winding down, only 18 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll probably see one play and then.
I think a lot of people are thinking run, which is exactly why I would do a Hail Mary.
Usher gets put in motion, but it is a running play. No Hail Mary this time. Running up to the right side, gets a good gain, around 8 yards. And that'll be about 2nd and 2.
The carry by number 1, Isaac Glover. He's ran out of bounds.
Stops the clock too. Oh, I'm sorry. Does not stop the clock. I forget the slight rule changes of going out of bounds.
6 yards on the carry.
Anywhere under the NFL.
And there's the siren, so end of the third quarter. Lancers are up 27-17. They have the ball, looking to extend their lead. As they're now at a second and about 5 at around the 30, around the 27.
As we see the band playing a great tune, getting jiggy with it. Santa Ana hydrating, making sure they're ready for the final 15 minutes of play. Down by 10, it's going to take a lot of effort to get them back. As we watch the highlights for the third quarter here. Ayala with a good pass short. Really their path to victory. I've been claiming it all game. Although their touchdown pass, which is this one right now, did come from a mid-throw, but all set up from those short passes, those in routes, those flat routes. Sullivan Jr., if I'm not mistaken, with that catch. We had our great return here off the muff catch. Just quite the hysterics all around with this play. We had the fumble there, big confusion. A little defeated too. I think our players weren't expecting that ball back as we get back into this in the fourth quarter.
Austria put in motion once again. Hands it off to him this time. Evades a tackler, evades another one. Gains about 2 yards, and that'll bring about a 3rd and 2.
Oof, sorry. That was a very interesting play call by the Lancers, and almost worked very well. It also got stopped. It almost got stuffed very hard. Austria was able to make something out of nothing, though.
3rd and 1 for the Lancers from the 30.
Going back to the kickoff play, Austria just has that hustle, that dog in him.
Austria put in motion once again. Handoff this time. That's number 0, Joaquin Elliott. And that'll be more than enough for a Lancers first down.
Very beautiful. If they could just do this for the rest of the game, I mean, I see no reason why the Lancers wouldn't just hold on to the ball for 2 more drives.
So at what point in the fourth quarter would you say to commit to the run to drain the clock?
It seems like they already are committing to the run. They've been committed to it since about mid-third quarter, after re-upping their lead to, I believe it was before Santa Ana scored again.
Austria in motion once again. This time, Isaac Glover gets the handoff, powers his way forward.
So since they've already been committed, it's kind of just keep going. And especially right now, it wasn't working too much earlier, but right now, easy yardage on each play so far. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think also it depends on the trust in your defense, because if you don't mind going 3 and out on whichever set of drives you get, you just believe in your defense, know that they'll get the snap.
2nd and 8 from the 35-yard line. 13 minutes has now been hit in the fourth quarter. A handoff this time. And that is number 23, Caleb Gardner.
Strong run. Fought through the jersey hold, which is legal. It's a regular tackle. It's a rough one to get out of, but he did. Still picking up some yardage. Right now, it really is just about having that dog in you, not quitting. We want this win more than them. 10 points down, like I said, Santa Ana can score that and more before, in the time it takes you to blink your eyes twice. In the time it takes you to Morse code, PCC Lancers, Santa Ana could be up 10 themselves.
Play clock below 5 seconds. Snap off, throws it left, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see them punt the ball off back to Santa Ana.
You almost would rather have had them run just so that the clock wouldn't stop. And again, they were moving the ball, so chances are they think you're passing on 3rd down. You make a run, you get the 6 yards that you need instead of the 3 that you've been getting. As Doolittle just throws it a little short and forward. Possible miscommunication. Maybe he thought he was going to be a little more shallow than he wasn't.
So Nate Sanchez punting the ball off to Santa Ana. That'll hit around the 39 and bounce to about the 35-yard line. So Santa Ana gets the ball back, and do not count them out yet. It's a 10-point game. There's 12 minutes left in the 4th quarter, so plenty of time to do something here. So we'll see if the Lancers defense can hold them out and continue their strong game so far.
It might be a little bit hard, the same way that the Lancers have been committing to the run. I think Santa Ana is committing to, playing a good game. They've been mixing it up with rushing and passing, so there's not much to say that they've been doing new besides really just wanting to win the game. It's very weird to say, but it's not about your 40 time. It's not about your 3-cone. It's about whether or not you got that dog in you. Right now, I think the PCC has that bigger dog, but we'll see. Santa Ana is still in this, and we still have 12 minutes to go.
Play action, throw to the right side. Caught, but immediately tackled down. That's number 32, Jordan Monroe from Charter Oak. Lives in Covina.
Solid pass, really what they've been doing the whole time. But Monroe, not just with the tackle, but with the toss. Just get on the floor. You do not deserve to have possession of that ball.
So it's now 2nd and 11, the 34-yard line.
That's Kyron Hayes, number 11 for Santa Ana. Got some audibles coming out.
The snap by Ayala, looking to throw some pressure on him. Just gets it away, and he hits the receiver, but we'll see he's out of bounds, incomplete. Wasn't able to bring it in inside.
Cannon King from Beverly Hills. Great effort, but you can't catch a ball out of bounds. It's really as simple as that. Overall, real uncatchable ball, but made the effort and caught it, but not in bounds.
So that brings up a 3rd and 11. Play clock winds down below 10 seconds.
Most definitely a deep ball. I think it'd work best over the middle.
Snap, looking to throw the ball. Some pressure, has to roll out right. Looks going to take off with it. And scurries out of bounds at around the 41.
Smart choice. I thought he was going to try and play for the first, and I was expecting a very, very large hit on him, but he knows football. He understands his health. Takes it out of bounds, and I believe they're sending out the punt team.
So just under 11 minutes at 10 minutes 55 seconds, and they will send out the punt team to give the ball back to the Lancers.
Ayala had number 11 open over the middle. I think their openings for Santa Ana have gone more towards the middle of the field. Oh, a fake punt. And they get it, plus more. Steps out of bounds, but still got the first off the fake punt. Quite impressive. Number 28, Jackson Smith.
Flags being thrown after the play.
I don't believe you're allowed to celebrate that hard at the collegiate level.
Penalty now on the play.
Oh man, I think the defense. I see the defense on the sideline, and they're happy that they were getting their break, that they made their stop, but now they got to go right back out and try and do it all again.
So we'll see what this flag is about. I was surprised to see the punt unit out there with just about 10:30 left in the game, and they're down by 2 scores. But They do surprise everyone and go for a fake punt, and they do get it, but we'll see what these penalties are about.
Number 28. What was it? Yeah, so we had an unsportsmanlike conduct on Santa Ana. But did we have a call on Pasadena at the end there?
No, I just believe the unsportsmanlike conduct on Santa Ana. It'll still be their ball, but they'll march back some yardage, put them in a more difficult situation.
Yeah, like I said, I think it just came off the celebration. It was a great play. Great play calling and a great effort by the running back as well, who pulled off the fake punt as we see here. He almost got stopped at before the first down marker, but he fought through that and kept going. So very impressive, but when you negate that just a tad bit with your flexing, there it is. That's what Galdem called. He stepped over him. He was nodding at him, staring at him, and tried to step over him. Definitely unsportsmanlike conduct.
So even though they got the first down, they got a bunch of yardage, marched back, and they're now even further back than where they were when they were punting it.
Yeah, I was going to say they're further back.
So the snap, hands it off to Pochi, the right side, hopping over players. A lot of great effort by him in that run. Gets about 10 yards.
It might have been that special teams play, the same way a block punt for the Lancers got them going and got that first half in favor of PCC. You know, a little fake punt can go a long way to really shaking the Lancers to their core and letting Santa Ana take advantage. Great run. Not something you see many of for the Dons, from the Dons.
And that looks like a false start on Santa Ana. The right tackle looked like he moved a bit too early. That'll push him back.
5 yards on Santa Ana.
And it's been him before as well, too.
Places the ball back on.
I think if the Lancers are smart, you rush that right side of the Dons, put that pressure on. The receivers are often stacked left, but they also often run across the field towards the right. So you push your quarterback left, not many people can make that crossbody throw.
So now 1st and 15 from the 38-yard line. Got pushed back because of a false start. Some pressure being brought by the Lancers. And a screen play thrown into dead space. Nowhere there.
Just threw it away. It did seem like maybe a screen was trying to be developed. But the Lancers just got that pressure on them. Broke it up before it even got started.
So the clock is now at 9:33. Time is not on the side of the Dons.
No, but the groove is on the side of the Lancers, as we just saw there. Shout out to the fans and this beautiful DJ, wherever they are.
PCC coach is asking for the crowd to get into the game. As Santa Ana lines up, the snap to Ayala, looking to throw. Rolls out right. And pass will be incomplete.
Yeah, it's still a good throw. I will admit, I think a decent amount of people can make that catch. A hard one nonetheless, and the Dons don't come up with it. Oh, straight down the middle. Number 44, Michelangelo Loretto, is what pushed Ayala out to the right.
So now 3rd and 15, 3rd and 4 ever. 38-yard line, 9:26 left. The crowd getting into it. Man put in motion to the left side. Ayala takes a snap, screen play. Fingertip catch, but nowhere to go. The Lancers slam him down for a loss of yards, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And the Santa Ana sideline is not happy about that at all. Look at this. It looked like a good screen for a second. Up until right about there. Jory Johnson on the tackle out of Covina.
So now let's see what they do. This time they'll actually punt the ball off. Almost blocked again, but Ivan Ostry let that one bounce at the 20, pick it up around the 15. Going up the left sideline, and he steps out of bounds at the 25.
Very smart play, showing off that IQ right there.
So some whistles being blown. Coaches on Santa Ana are not happy, kind of coming out onto the sideline. Some players on both sides have been given some celebratory acts. And it's frustrating both sides heavily.
47-yard punt by Ramos. 10-yard return by Ostry.
47-yard punt, 10-yard return by Ostry. That'll set up the Lancers offense. 8:38 remaining. And about this time, it's all about running the clock out.
You've seen that Santa Ana defense. They're out there. They're waiting. They're eager. They want to get these stops. It's up to the Lancers right now, who are grouped up.
Now, I want to take you back to last year. One of the things that Coach Tucker has strived about this team and this program is just the family atmosphere that they bring together. As a holding penalty is called in Lancers. But like I was saying, the family atmosphere, the brotherhood that is on this team. After last year's victory in the SoCal Bowl, it was seen all over Twitter that the Lancers team would not separate even after the season was over. In fact, after winning the championship against Santa Ana, last year's Lancer team was not done being a family, and they were seen playing soccer out on the field the Monday after winning the game.
Nice.
Still kind of celebrating and having fun together like a family does. And Coach Tucker was there to film and record. He posted on Twitter, even joined him playing some of it.
Nice.
And there's a video of him playing soccer, and he trips, and the camera goes falling.
Oh, man.
And you can just see the family atmosphere and the great bond that all these players have together, and it's something that he strives and he loves about this team and this organization.
So correction, penalty.
Definitely shows. It's definitely a group mentality team.
Of 10 yards. So the Lancers ball first and 10 from the 35.
So that penalty on that last play was on Santa Ana. Moved the ball up 10 yards.
Interesting. That was a lot of time to get that settled out. Santa Ana had a rough go in their last drive. We'll see if the Lancers can keep theirs pretty. Possibly their last drive of the game.
Doolittle takes the ball, hands it off, run up the middle. Not a lot of room to run, but it does its job in getting the clock to run down.
The carry by Joaquin Elliott. He's tripped up by number 5, Aiden Eckenweiler.
So gain about 2 yards. Now 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the carry. Second.
Elliott again has just been that workhorse all game, really all season as well. The Mark Ingram to a Kamara, the Lendell White to a Bush, or simply just a Joaquin Elliott to Jacob Doolittle.
Ostry put in motion again, but some movement up front.
It seems it'll be on the offense. They don't really call those defensively.
So false start on the Lancers. That'll move them back.
On the Lancers.
Not what you want when you're this late into the game. Let's see who it was. Oh, interesting. I didn't really see anybody on the line do a false start.
So Lancers now pushed back. It's 2nd and 13, the 32-yard line, because of a false start penalty.
Yeah, I didn't get to see who it was on, but we'll see. Ivan Ostry.
Man in the offense. Man in motion. Hands it off up the middle. That's Joaquin Elliott. Gets spinned down around the 35.
Yeah, he got thrown back before progression will put him probably 3rd and 1.
33, Nathan Lajolio.
It's looking like it. That's the position you want as Elliott comes out and Isaiah Smalls comes in.
Down for the Lancers.
Possible fullback scenario.
4.
They're not hungering for large gains of yard. They really only need the 1 or 2 to get that first. Elliott, after multiple runs in a row, that was taking a little bit of a timeout.
So ball spot at the 34-yard line. It is 3rd and 11. Takes a snap, looking to throw the ball. Looking right for Isaiah Smalls, but ball was underthrown. But penalty markers on the field. We'll see what this is.
Seems like it'll be on Santa Ana. They're having their palms up. A little bummed. Okay, roughing a passer, the call. I didn't get to see the hit on Doolittle, but hopefully he's okay.
Now, roughing the passer call is not what Santa Ana needs because it gives them an automatic first down. And now with 6:42 left, Lancers will just continue to run the ball and wind the clock down as much as possible.
Smalls only came in for the one play. He has good route running, and I do believe he can catch a lot of balls. I just think we need some progression on the routes. We need some time for people to get open on their routes.
Handoff up the middle. It's Isaiah Glover.
Small correction, Isaac Glover.
Isaac Glover, yep, sorry.
I know some great Isaiahs, though, so I don't think it's that much of a, I don't think it's at all a disservice.
There's Isaac Glover, and then there was Isaiah Smalls. That was who the last play was to. Nonetheless, Lancers offense lining up. Two receivers out wide on either side. They're going to let the play clock wind down as far as they can before put in motion. Handoff up the middle. Bounces out to the right side and gets tackled out of bounds.
Great effort. Probably don't want to go out of bounds. Also, I don't think going out of bounds stops the clock, though. As we see, just bounced out. Great coverage by the Dons, filling up those gaps. We've seen the linebacker come screaming down. That's what pushed Elliott outside. Better effort by Elliott, though, to get some yards where there really wasn't so many.
So now 3rd and 3 at the 44-yard line. Clock at 5:27 and counting. Some pressure looking to be brought by the Dons. Fourth put in motion, snapped again. Joaquin Elliott gets the ball, but tackled immediately because of pressure being brought. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that sucks to get tackled like that. Running a read option on 3rd down, though, that's kind of a rough call in my opinion. I understand you're causing confusion with the motion, but when you're motioning every play and not really using it, it kind of doesn't become a factor. And it showed right there. So with under 5 minutes left, the Lancers are going to be punting to Santa Ana. Still more than enough time. Don't think this game is over, folks. 10 points can come and go in the blink of an eye in football.
So Nate Sanchez back to the punt the ball off, and he gets it away. Great punt. That one will pin him back deep. And I want to roll out around the 12-yard line. So the Dons are going to have about 88 yards to go in order to get in the end zone. So a lot of land to cover. There's only 4:25 remaining in the game.
35-yard punt by Sanchez.
Like we've said, they're a passing team, so maybe now there really is no other option. As we see the Lancer highlights from that last drive. Just a lot of decent runs. Santa Ana has been doing well to create that wall about 1 to 2 yards past the line of scrimmage to hold all of the Lancers' run attempts. And it set them up here on their own side of the field. And we'll see how they handle it.
Santa Ana, all it takes is a snap. He hands it off.
Interesting choice.
For a very minimal gain.
The carry by number 32, Ethan Bochy. Tackles by number 24, Carlos Ramirez.
Maybe a little pass and then run, and then pass and then run. They've come out in the same set throughout the entire game, so it's pretty hard to guess what they're going to do at this point, although you do still assume they want to throw.
So they're looking to throw, but incomplete.
Oh. And a clean hit, too. That's what you want to see with a hard hit like that, and that was a hard hit.
Great defense on the side of the Lancers, and that'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Palacios.
What a celebration. Good throw, really. That safety presence, though. That safety presence was real.
Santa Ana from the 14.
Nathan Palacios making a play. Now ball spot on the 14-yard line. It's 3rd and 8.
Palacios coming from East LA. Represent.
Man in motion. The snap to Ayala, looking out right. Throws it off the hands of Palacios, but incomplete. Almost intercepted.
Intended for number 7, Kennedy.
Eastlo's boy is feeling it, I think.
By number 9.
That hit, that pick, you could just see it in the body movement. He's
And now,
definitely feeling himself.
and now a 4th down is brought up, and by the look of movement on the field, the punt team will come out for Santa Ana.
They're a little further away than they were last time when they tried to fake punt, but I would still be wary about it.
Yes, Santa Ana coaching staff not looking to go for it and possibly give Lancers great field possession, as Ivan Ostry just lets that one go, and it'll be spotted around the 37.
That was a good punt distance-wise. You put a little spin on it, though. You put a little wobble on it. I think it gets even better. Just little tips for those punters out there.
49-yard punt by Ramos.
I might start taking up punting. Just do a lot of leg extensions on the right leg.
There you go.
Possession 1st and 10.
As we see the Lancers punt.
37.
It's all about that through. You got to kick up and through the ball, you know, to really get that velocity. Just beautiful song
You read about
over some beautiful highlights. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. And ain't no points enough points. The Lancers, hopefully, putting up more to extend their lead against Santa Ana.
So Lancers offense handing the ball off up the middle. That's Isaac Glover.
The carry by number 1, Isaac Glover. And the tackle by number 58.
Tackled for a gain of about 1 yard.
There's a possibility that this becomes the rest of the game. 2-yard, 3-yard runs into a punt,
1 yard
into a Santa Ana 3 and out.
So 2nd and 9.
But we'll see. Again, hopefully the Lancers are able to put up more points. It's always fun to blow out your opponent. 10 points is nice. Double digits, clean 10. But when you start getting 14 or 13, 21, that's where the real fun begins.
Austrian motion, jet sweep reversal. So number 21, Jason Sanford,
Oh,
but tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
On the reverse play.
I was excited. Sanford's a playmaker, but being a playmaker will get you into situations like that where you try and do too much. Pretty great play calling all around. I think we were all expecting Austria to get stuffed.
Loss of 3 on the
Santa Ana was onto that reverse, pushed them out. And they're just able to make the stop, setting them up at about 3rd and 12. Smalls coming back in. I think we can expect the pass to come out from Doolittle.
So now 3rd and 12, ball spot at the 35. But a timeout will be taken by the Lancers.
Interesting choice, interesting choice.
timeout
Possibly they
call.
really do want this first down. This might be like their real concerted effort to get a good play going so that they can get this first down.
Because I would believe that if a first down were to get gained here, I mean, with only 2 minutes remaining, that might mark the end of it. If a first down is
agree.
gained here.
I agree.
Do another special thanks out to Doghouse out there in Pasadena.
105 North Hill Avenue, Pasadena, on the corner of Hill and Union. Craft Casual Gourmet Hot Dogs, Sausages and Burgers. Check out Doghouse in Pasadena, located at the corner of Hill and Union. Thank you again, Doghouse. Big, big thank you. Speaking of dogs, this Lancer offense is coming back out there. Still with Smalls, who I think is going to be coming up with more and more big catches as the season goes on. And I think by the end of this next play, we'll be talking about Smalls. And exactly that, great plays.
So Doolittle about to take the snap. His main target, Sanford, out wide to the right. He's looking a lot of pressure. Penalty flags on the field. Batted up in the air and incomplete. Almost intercepted by the Santa Ana. Looked like someone had it, but it was hit out by his teammate.
Nice little game of tip drill. There was a flag, possible holding, definite holding by the left tackle, 69 over there. Ball got a little lost by our camera and lost in the air. Ended up in an incomplete pass, setting up the Lancers' 4th down going on right now.
Aiden Eckenweiler was the one who had the ball in his hands, but it just popped out. So it fell to the ground innocently, incomplete, and that brings up about a 4th and 12. Santa Ana's going to get the ball up back. Nate Sanchez back to the punt the ball off. There's the punt. Hits it around the 35. Bounces back and will end up at around the 27.
A minute and 40, 10 points. Yay or nay?
It's going to have to be a quick drive to get at least a field goal.
As we see the double reverse that happened earlier, setting up our 3rd down. Great innovative play calling. Probably is the one play you call when you're up by 10 and you're trying to do something crazy. Doolittle here showing off his athleticism and pretty good arm. He did get it to the receiver, albeit a little bit over, but still got it to where the ball should have been.
So now the coaches of PCC trying to get the fans into it. 1:40 remaining in the game. 1st and 10 at the 27. And an interception by the Lancers.
Can he take it back?
And he's taking it back and tackled. Brought down around the 6-yard line. But an interception by the Lancers. That one is number 40, Nesty Monfleury. And that one might mark the end of this one.
You said it's going to have to be a quick drive, and that's exactly what it was. 1 in, 1 out. At this point, man, knee. Victory formation. Kick the field goal if you want to.
So now probably the biggest play in this 4th quarter, an interception by number 40. Nesty Monfleury seals the game most likely for the Lancers.
Watching it again, just tipped off the receiver's hands. 81 of Santa Ana. Thought the play was dead. Hit him, ball wasn't in his hands, he started giving up. Started tugging down on himself. Oh man, I should have caught that. All the while the Lancers are getting that field position. Inside the 10, just outside the 5.
So now back out comes the Lancer offense, and they will just take a delay game. Trying to wind the clock down as much as possible. But the Lancers offense comes back out, led tonight by their backup quarterback, Jacob Doolittle, who has had a phenomenal game leading this Lancer team to 27 points.
5-yard penalty brings it back to the 12.
A 5-yard penalty to bring it back to the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 12, or 1st and goal, excuse me.
I believe a timeout from Santa Ana. Oh no. Some more ref deliberation.
The refs will talk this one over now. Going back to a little bit of team history between these two teams, Santa Ana had won really the last 7 meetings up to last year's championship game. And now the Lancers are looking to take 2 games in a row. These two teams have met. And we'll extend that overall record to 22, 20, and 4.
Jacob Doolittle, as he said, came into the game today for our new, led the team to victory. Quite the interesting stat line. He went 4 for 15 for 104 yards, but 2 touchdowns. So pretty efficient overall, as we get a call from the ref. or no call, I believe we'll just be resuming play.
Looks like that talk was about time on the clock. So the clock goes from about 52 seconds to about 127.
Wow, okay.
The snap, the handoff, up the
Oh.
middle, breaks the tackles, brought down around the 4. That's Joaquin Elliott.
So close. Is that rude to score at this point?
Carried by Joaquin Elliott.
I guess, yeah, it might be.
Might be.
Might be a bit, you're up by 10. There's only a minute left. You got the ball.
7 yards on the carry.
I would say just take your knees and just let the clock go. And like you said, if need be, just kick the field goal.
Yeah. Anybody can go back from 10. 13, that's a different story. I believe that's still Joaquin Elliott. No, that's Gardner in.
Doolittle takes the snap, hands it off. Really nowhere to go, so he's brought down around the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Gardner has about 7 to 8 yards on the day. Glover is our leading rusher on the day with 45. Our second leading rusher, Jacob Doolittle. So very efficient, both passing and rushing. Joaquin Elliott has been our workhorse for the day. He has 19 rushing yards on 10 carries. Glover, though, has 13 carries, so I might have been misspeaking all night about who the real workhorse is.
But as you say that, the clock has now hit 0, the siren sound, and the Lancers, in 2 games in the last 2 years against Santa Ana, have beat them once again, 27-17, to secure their 2nd victory of the 2022 season. So the Lancers extend their win streak to 2 games. They are now 2-1 on the young season, while the Dons are now 0-3.
Next week as they go on the road.
I'll say it's a tough 0-3 team, though. They have
6 p.m. kickoff
at least before today, from what I saw from their stats of week 1 and 2, they have a great threat offensively in the air. But as we've seen today, defense wins championships. We actually seen it last year, and then we've seen the repeat today. The Lancers defense coming in strong, helping out Jacob Doolittle, who came in this week, replacing Anthony Arnu, regular starter. Defense helped him out, helped themselves out. A little help from the special teams as well. That's really where the game changed, in my opinion. Straight from that first quarter. Great special teams play, gets everybody hyped.
Just overall, a really fantastic game from both sides of the ball. I mean, offense moved the ball tremendously well. Defense really held them to very limited yards. I mean, they're a big passing team and really were not able to get that going because the Lancers secondary was just so phenomenal tonight. But Jacob Doolittle coming in, starting tonight's game for his first start of the season, and does tremendously well. Leads them to 27 points, 2 touchdown throws.
Yeah, very impressive to have 2 touchdowns. Smalls had 1 touchdown on a great 50-50 ball. It was about 75-25, I think, when you have a big man like Smalls you're trying to cover. He had 1 to Smalls, then he had the big play in the first quarter to Jason Sanford. Sanford, 1 reception, 51 yards, 1 touchdown. Video game numbers as we see the highlight of the game, as we will be seeing the highlights of the game. The real highlights of the game are the players, of course. But we had a great game. Remember when it was sunny here? Remember when it was just a little bit hot here?
Just a little bit.
And now we have a light breeze, and I'm freezing. Little repeat of that Joaquin Elliott return. It was so nice, you got to see it twice.
And that was the touchdown throw to Sanford. His 1 reception on the day was a 51-yard touchdown.
Pretty good returns from both teams all around. I believe it was the Dons who got on the board first. 1 of few sacks today from our defense. Really helped to solidify the win. Really created the vibe early on. That was the blocked punt. That was so beautiful with the block. No excessive celebration here, because when you make a crazy play like that, you can do whatever you want. We have our Lancers doing their chants at the bottom. Beautiful, beautiful. The rushing attack for Santa Ana wasn't so good, but they did have a handful of moments. Really great look for the future, you know. I think if Santa Ana is able to get their rushing attack up, they'll have a good team. A lot of people start 0-3.
I will say, for having 58 yards on the season in 2 games, they rushed it. Wasn't too bad. It was probably a lot better than it has been, and that's definitely an area that they hope to get going, because you don't just want to be a one-sided offense.
Yeah, no. As we've seen, and even their passing game, a lot of it was short and mid, so it's a little hard to have that be your only option. They came out with the run in the first quarter right away. And I just don't think it was working out for them. Maybe if they had come out passing at first, so that PCC goes, oh, okay, I guess they're going to do exactly what we thought they were going to do. And then they start running, start creating those gaps and stuff. I think Santa Ana has a great, Santa Ana's a great future ahead of them. They have a great season coming up for them.
You know, a rough 0-3 start, but it's just the beginning. A lot more left to go in the season for them, as we watched the awesome kickoff return that led to a very confusing couple of minutes.
Yeah. Very fun couple of minutes.
That was the kickoff return. He returned it. We got the ball in the 13, and then took one throw to Isaiah Smalls for a touchdown. So great special teams tonight also by the Lancers. We had the block punt for a touchdown, and then great coverage on punts as well.
Pasadena in their first home game, they looked good. They looked promising, but they didn't look great. So this progression to now has been very good. So I'm very much looking forward to what they have continued for them in the future of this season.
Because last year's season, they were 6-0 at home. Now they got off to a rough start against Cerritos, losing, but now they're back in the win column at home and looking to continue this as the season goes on. Next week they head out and they take on Antelope Valley College. That'll be an away game. Their next home game is Friday the 30th against Moore Park.
That should be a good one.
I believe
Moore Park just had a victory over Santa Ana as well. That might have been Santa Ana's last loss, as we had that interception right there that sealed the game. But yeah, Pasadena, the progression that they made from that first game to now, I think that's really what Santa Ana should look at as well for their season and what they can expect. But nonetheless, just a great win by the Lancers and great performance overall. Offense, defense, special teams, everyone showed out. Even the fans, they got even more wild than last time. That was really cool. But yeah, what a great performance, and I'm really looking forward to the next home game here.
Environment was great. Team was great. Offense was great. Defense was great. I mean, I would say this game is probably their best overall one of tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Very much a preview of hopefully the championship game to come up by the end of the season.
Exactly.
Any closing words for you tonight for the Lancers or people at home?
I would just say I appreciate everyone watching tonight and tuning in to tonight's broadcast, and excited for the future. Tonight was a great win and a lot of momentum coming off of 2 straight victories in back-to-back weeks, and excited for what's to come. As am I.
And yes, thank you guys for tuning in. Always a pleasure. Wouldn't be here without you. Also, thank you to Lancer Football for putting on a great show, as always. Win or lose, these guys really give it their all. Lastly, a special shout-out to Doghouse again over on Hill, on the corner of Hill and Union. Shout-out to you guys. You guys are amazing. Besides that, I believe that's the end of our broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Noah Caraballo.
And I'm Danny Peters.
Signing off for the night. Take care, Lancers.